powered from the Perdomo Cigar Studios on the Red Stage in Indian Trail, North Carolina, and broadcasting from down under outside Brisbane in Australia. It's episode 155 of the Prime Time Jukebox. Earlier this month was International Women's Day, and tonight we celebrate that with our perfect songs from women artists. And as always, the jukebox brought to you by Perdomo Cigars, awarded Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year in 2014 by Cigar Journal. Perdomo 20th anniversary brand has consistently earned the highest scores in the industry and is a top seller in humidors around the world. The Perdomo 20th anniversary brand requires tobacco has been carefully hand selected and are well aged for a minimum of 8 years. The Perdomo 20th anniversary is offered in three distinct wrappers: a smooth, creamy Ecuadorian Connecticut, a rich, earthy Cuban seed Nicaraguan sun-grown, and a dark, oily Cuban seed Nicaraguan Maduro. Combine these beautifully bourbon barrel-aged wrappers with thick, high priming binder and filler tobaccos gives each blend a balanced complexity with layers of rich flavors and smooth, elegant aromas. Perdomo Cigar is a family-owned and operated company. They're headquartered in Miami, Florida, and they have their manufacturing and agricultural facilities in Esteli, Nicaragua. Perdomo's highly acclaimed cigar brands include the Perdomo 30th Anniversary, Perdomo Double Aged 12-year Vintage, Perdomo 20th Anniversary, the Perdomo Reserve 10th Anniversary line, Perdomo Albano Bourbon Barrel Aged, Perdomo Lot 23, Perdomo Immenso 70, and many more. For great tasting notes and pairing information, check out the Perdomo website at perdomocigars.com. And we want to mention our friends at JRE Tobacco. The authentic Corojo leaf is one of the most robust and flavorful tobacco leaves out there. During the golden age of cigars, Cuba was a leaf of choice to make some of the world's greatest cigars. Because it is one of the most challenging ones to cultivate, it fell out of favor by the 1990s. In the Jamastran Valley in Honduras, Julio Aroa took on the challenge of growing Corojo from the original seeds, and in 2000, he successfully reintroduced authentic Corojo back to the market. With over 50 years' experience in the tobacco business, from growing and curing tobacco to cigar production, the JRE tobacco farm has been able to continue to deliver products to market with authentic Corojo. Now with JRE Tobacco, Junas and Justo brought their very own brand to market. Aladino is available in a wide variety of blends, including the latest release, the return of the Aladino Candela. And each represent that golden age of cigars from 1947 to 1961. They're available at your local retailer. Be sure to ask for JRE Tobacco, a legacy that is tasted in every drawer. And of course, we want to mention our friends at Altadis USA. Elevate your humidor Altadis USA cigars. Support top-rated classics like the H. Upman Banker Day Trader, Trinidad Spiritu Series Number 1, Monte Cristo 1935 Anniversary Edition Diamante, and the Adrian Quattro Nicaragua Sonata, all boasting a stellar 93 rating from Cigar Aficionado. Light up, relax, savor every puff of excellence. And finally, Drew Estate. Dark, bold, unapologetic. The Blackened Scars M81 by Drew Estate is an intense journey into the uncharted, deepest, and darkest and heaviest depths of Maduro tobacco. This was a masterpiece collaboration between Metallica's James Hetfield, Sweet Amber Distilling's Rob Dietrich, and Drew Estate's Jonathan Drew. The all Maduro Blackened Scars M81 by Drew Estate is rich and powerful, but beautifully balanced, offering tantalizing notes of leather, chocolate, and espresso that's perfect for both life celebrations and times of reflection. You can find the M81 at your Drew Diplomat retailer. And remember, all the live streaming for the Primetime Network shows, as well as the California studios for the Primetime show, sponsored exclusively by Drew Estate. Well, welcome, everybody. This is Primetime Jukebox episode 155. We're at the end of March of 2025. Will Cooper here. I am in the Perdomo Cigar Studios here on the Red Stage. And, of course, I'm joined by my good friend and colleague, my partner in crime, Mr. Dave Burke.
Hello, Coop. How's it going over there?
Going well. It's been a few weeks. We've both been pretty active on the road and activities. So
Yes.
it seems like it's forever. But it's really good to be back with you. Is everything in Australia or Brisbane now kind of calm after because you were in a storm the last time?
Well, yeah, but now, right? So the hurricane's over, but now there's a big sort of tropical storm coming through. So there's lots of rain. So some places are flooding and things like that. So it's been a very wet couple of weeks.
You know, a lot of times in the U.S., and I'm not. This is a surgeon John McTavish question, but I think not question, but I think he would validate this. Actually, I'll say there's these patterns with these tropical storms. When a hurricane comes, there's suddenly other hurricanes that hit the same path,
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
seems to be a pattern. So I guess you're kind of hitting some of that right now.
Yeah. So it's a lot of rain. Um, but it is not as windy and dangerous, so that's good. And that's yes. Plus, some places are still in the cleanup stage, but yeah, all going pretty well. Good to do a show.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's Women's History Month, and we're gonna
Mm.
wrap up the Women's History Month with really good concept. We'll get into it. Perfect songs. We've done
Ooh,
that before,
we've done a perfect songs before.
but
Today it's
but it's all
women's
about the
music.
ladies
Yeah,
today. Yeah, all about the ladies
yeah.
today. Yeah. So, hey, before we get into everything, I gotta make I'm gonna throw a little audible. I finally,
Ooh.
and it's been crazy. I've also been down for the count with stomach virus again. But I
Mm.
finally got the number one New Oldies album out.
Oh, right.
And
I have to
his,
look. I haven't checked
you want me
my
to tell you? Or you
feed.
want me to hold it?
Ooh. Well, tell the. I mean, the people have to know. So yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna guess it would be Gabriel. Would be
It
my
was Gabriel,
guess.
yes. So we had the double.
Yeah.
So Gabe had the number one song with IO, and I had the number one album. And I really, when I wrote up this, I'm like, I'm just gonna really. We did everything on the show to talk about that album, right?
Yeah, we did an album archaeology
We
on it
did an
as
album
well.
archaeology, so I said, but this was an absolute, in my opinion, this is one of the all-time great albums that has come
Mm.
out. And if it's up, it's got to be in my book for album of the decade. The fact you and I were on the same page with this was kind of really interesting, I thought.
Mm. Well, it's just such a musical achievement. Like, I
Yes,
mean,
I said
not
it's a
just to make good.
masterpiece. It's a master class,
Yeah,
a masterpiece. It really is.
it's like the culmination of Gabriel's career, really.
Yeah.
Um, because it's not just that it's good, but how it was released, the high concepts involved. He did multiple versions. Like, it's just unbelievable to
And
have so many moving parts and have it all kind of sync together.
he started this before some artists would even like were starting out for the new old. You have to be 20 years, right, for the new oldies, and
Yeah,
he started this
yeah.
27 years ago.
Yeah,
Before
that's crazy too, that this has
it's
just been this
crazy,
ongoing
yeah,
project.
right,
And
right,
usually those things fall over. It's like
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
reason they haven't put it out yet. It's because it's not good.
No, it's
But
true, it's
paid
true,
off in his case. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. So that was like I said. I did. And I was much later this year. It's just I've been battling a lot of like stomach viruses and
Mm.
colds and stuff. It's been rough in this year. So. Since I got back from the DR, so it's been a little rough. So
But
even
it's
before
out. It's there.
it's there, it's number one. So a big, like I said, I was thrilled when you had IO at number one because I knew that this album there was no one was catching this album this year.
No.
Not even the Pet Shop Boys could catch him this year. So
No. I mean, and like I said, the songs are great. It's good to hear. I mean, I'm a big fan of the So record, so it's good to hear Gabriel sort of back
yeah,
in his pocket, you know.
absolutely.
So I mean, part of that was like it's good to hear Gabriel back being
Yeah,
relevant, back being because he has such a good sense of pop too, which is what makes those albums so
yeah,
good.
I
So it's good
agree.
to hear him like back into it, you know.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Oh, so good. And the tour got really good reviews as well. The tour
I
was
saw
really
some
well
clips of it,
received,
yeah, and it was incredible.
and it sold out and people loved it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
nah,
I
it's good for him. It was a great record.
yeah.
Ooh, so the rare double. That's never. I don't know if it'll happen again. Like that.
I don't know if it will happen again. Like I said, I was I was still surprised you had IO at number one. I knew that would probably be on your list, that track, based on how we talked about it. But Dave has never picked a male artist before, so
Never.
and we're
But
talking about this on the women's show. So
he
this is
did it. He broke it.
yeah,
Uh, yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think of is when Taylor Swift.
yeah,
Well, Taylor Swift and Beyonce are close to New Oldie status, so
yeah. It's
if they
true.
put out
It's true.
it could happen again.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift's like 2 years away. Beyonce may already be there.
Beyonce may be there
Yeah,
actually,
I think next year
but
she qualified. I think it's next or this
yeah,
year. Yeah. I think 2025 she qualifies.
No, but I got my feminist shirt on, ready to go, ready to do it out. The people can't see it that are podcasting, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
I have a
we're
song
we're
you're really gonna like, by the way. So think of that shirt is all I'm gonna say.
ooh, I'm excited.
And it's a perfect song.
And we're going cold with
We're
the
going
songs,
cold,
people.
so
So no
we
one
don't.
knows.
When we go cold, that means we don't see what's in the notes.
Yeah, I mean, Coop could probably guess at least one of my songs.
We're gonna have a
But
common
you
artist.
know,
I will tell you that. We will definitely
all
have a
right,
common artist. I don't think we'll have this. I will bet it's not the same song though.
probably not.
Yeah,
Maybe that'd be interesting.
yeah,
Um, it's interesting. It has happened before that one of us has picked a song cold that the other one has picked. Now you've picked a song cold that uh Mike Shippensky has picked, which is crazy. I don't
yeah.
know what that means for
That
your
was Tears.
mind.
That was the Tears for Fears song, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those were cold. And then Mike and Hustle Mike and Coop picked the same song,
yeah,
which is I mean,
yeah,
what does that mean? You think like
yeah,
you and Mike think alike. I don't know what that
yeah.
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't
I don't
know.
know
It's
what
a.
that
They've actually been doing a pretty good job, I think, with the Postani. I will get into that when we talk Postani later, but yeah,
I ordered some of those.
I like. They're doing a nice job. Yeah,
I
with just
ordered
how they're
some of those
marketing the
San
brand.
Andreas. Which I'm very excited about. Uh we'll wait for cigar news. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's get into it. Also with the Women in History Month or Women in History Month, I don't know how they say it. I have Women's International Women's Day post on the site, cigarjukebox.com, where I sort of talk about sort of modern women in music, so you can check that out. Um, if you want more Women's History Month info. It's that time of year, Coop. It's speculation record time. That's right. It's time where
It's
everybody
that.
tries to guess what records are coming out. Uh, now there hasn't been a lot of music news. I mean, the one music news thing is like Record Store Day is April 12th. Um, so if you got your local record store, go check it out. There's some good releases. We got Tori Amos, Willie Dixon has a cool re-release. A lot of live records. I think Tori Amos is a live record. Blur has one. Um, Peter Gabriel, I think, has a live record. Duran Duran, your Dance Macabre has a
Oh,
limited
no.
edition vinyl out.
Yep.
The Cure has a live record. Two really two records that I think will go quickly. That if you're fans of these people, you need to get to the store, like line up as soon as you can. Is two 7 inches. We got a 7 inch single of Charlie XCX with Billie Eilish. I think that'll go quick.
Yeah, I would imagine that will.
And for like one of the, I don't know if it's the second or third year in a row, we have Taylor Swift with a 7 inch single in Fortnite, which is, I mean, that's going to go instantly. So if you want either of those, I recommend lining up early.
Yep.
So that's April 12th. The dedication show is coming up, probably the next show, I would think.
Yeah, I have a couple
Um,
of follow-ups to do with that, by the way. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yep.
so you get email cigarjukebox@gmail.com. We're starting to put those, collate those. I'll collate those on a shared document that I'll put out there. So let me know, let Coop know.
Hmm.
If you put it on Twitter, we'll never see it.
Yeah, please don't put
So
it on Twitter.
please don't do that. So email one of us, let us know, and then we put it in a document, and we'll have the show coming up. If you want to be prepped for the show, they're selling out, so you might want to get on your bike, but you want to get the latest Las Calaveras cigar.
Yep.
So have that. You can even do it up, have that, and the Decimo Aniversario, which was a great cigar. That was a
Yep.
great cigar. You can have that too. Um, so that dedication show is coming up. So be sure to send that in. If you don't remember, it's just you email the person's name, a little story about them, and a dedication song to celebrate their life of someone who's passed away. It could be at any time, really.
Yep.
And we read it on the show and talk about it and dedicate them the song.
Yep. Then look at whatever you guys want. Yep. We get us the dedications and um whatever you guys want to share with us is great.
Yeah.
Yep. So that will be our next show. That will be we'll be airing that very soon.
Yeah, probably in a couple weeks or so.
Yep. Yep.
Um, Speculation time, Coop. Now, I have looked at a number of sites, Pitchfork primarily, and so also some like deep dive, discussion boards. So I just felt like I'm like, oh, I started reading these things. I'm like, oh, let's do a little speculation corner here. So we'll see if any of these things are right. A
Okay.
lot of these albums have been kind of announced, but not really. So we'll see how we go. First off, Lord. New album for Lord this year. So Lord, every 4 years has put out a record. So she put out Pure Heroin in 2013, then Melodrama in 2017, then Solar Power in 2021, and now 2025, Coop.
Ooh.
It's the 4 years.
It's it's gonna happen. I'm thinking this happens.
I think she teased a little something on Instagram, but speculation of a new Lord record coming out. No one knows the title or anything. Just speculation. Next part of speculation, Radiohead. Now this has got every Radiohead fan a buzz because they haven't put out a record in a long time. They've been doing a lot of side projects.
Is it about 6 years or maybe more?
Oh, it's got to be 6 or 7.
Maybe more. Yeah.
It'd be at least 6, I think. But for the last Radiohead albums and Tom York side projects, what he does is he makes a LLP, which is kind of like a LLC or whatever in America. He makes his own business for every album, and the reason he does that is so they can sell it at whatever price they want. So it's sort of like when they did In Rainbows forever ago, and you could download it and just pay what you wanted. That's why. So he makes his own company for everyone. And Coop, recently, the band and band members have put together a new LLP.
Interesting.
So does this mean there's a new record coming?
Yeah.
Because before every record they've done that, and now
Yeah.
they've made one. So are we looking at new
I
Radiohead? So
I interesting. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while
that's
since they had.
exciting.
Yeah.
Now that's as like speculative as you get, because it's just like they made an LLP. I have no idea what it is, but it could be a reissue, it could be a new record, but we're hoping it's a new record. Now Rihanna. Now Rihanna I could put on here every year, but in a Harper interview published in February, she confirmed a record is in production. So we've heard this before, and it hasn't amounted to a lot. But this is the closest we've been in the sense that she says it's done. It's just getting like cleaned up. She talked a little bit about the record, a little bit about the themes on it. So it sounds like a project that's actually, it's not like an idea, like she's done it. So hopefully we will get it this year. Is my hope. But if this interview in Harper is any indication, it's close.
Dave, I just went and looked up real quick the Radiohead. 9 years since a moon-shaped pool.
Oh, nine
Now,
years.
now, I want to say this. We talk about Dojo talks about Oasis, right? Radiohead's got some track record on the charts. Let me tell you
Oh,
something.
oh yeah.
They
Oh,
have
yeah.
they do. So, but that was interesting. Yeah, 9 years. Wow.
So the last time they did this, they put out the Kid A Amnesiac
Yeah.
double record, which I bought instantly, uh, which is incredible. But
That's like 2000 you going back to. Or
yeah,
2001. Yeah, it was a long time.
so they put out those and they did an LLP because then I think I don't know if it's for Record Store Day or what, they then combined those albums together
Yeah.
in something called like Kid Amnesiac, I think they called it, and with some B-sides and stuff and some extra takes. And it's very, very cool. And they released it a little bit ago,
Hmm.
and they did one for that. So the thinking is like, well, we're hoping this is a new album, but it could be as easy as they're going to do a fun re-release of. Now they've
Yeah.
done a re-release of OK Computer. They've done Kid
Yeah.
A and Amnesiac. I don't know what else they would do. I mean, In Rainbows and Hail to the Thief are the other two that people like. But after that, it gets a bit like experimental.
Yes.
So I don't know. It could be a re-release, it could be a new record. I hope it's a new record.
Yep.
Um, Clips Coop.
Yep.
Pusha T and Malice. Clips.
Mm.
They put out a song
Been a while
with
too.
the
Yeah.
2020 they did something with Pharrell. Now their original stuff is like forever ago.
Right.
But Pusha T has teased a Clips record on Instagram. He's teased it.
Hmm.
So this could mean that Clips is putting something out. It could just be a single. I don't know, but it is interesting speculation because Clips hasn't put out a record in a long time. It's a band people like. I mean, you got Pusha T, Malice, and Pharrell teaming up on the record. So I mean, that's a good combo there. Um, so we'll see if this amounts to anything. Um, now like it goes from kind of best speculation, which is Lord, to now this is like we're grasping at straws on the last one here, which is Lana Del Rey Coop.
Yes.
She's announced a record. Now, for those fans of Lana Del Rey, she's announced records in the past that have never materialized.
Yeah.
So
Very
I don't know
true.
if she gets excited and she's like, I'm gonna do a record, and then like doesn't do it, or she'll announce a record and then like 2 years later a record will come out that's totally different than the one she announced. So this has to be taken with a grain of salt. But she had a good record with her previous record. I mean, the Chemtrails record wasn't that well received, and then she put out the tunnel under Eastern Boulevard or Sunset Boulevard or whatever that was. The previous record a couple years ago that was well received. She did duets with Taylor Swift, so she has a good run. So it would be good to see a record come out. She's done songs with Charlie XCX. So Lana Del Rey is out there, so this would make sense. But she has announced records in the past that have not materialized. So we just hope that that comes together.
Yeah, you
So
don't know. It is.
if this all shapes up, Coop, it's really interesting. We'll revisit this in the future to see if any of this is accurate.
I know. Yeah. This is your teaser section brought to you by Dave Burke.
Oh, this is as teaser as you get. This is not rumor free or teaser free. This section's all rumor and tease.
I'm gonna actually, when we get to cigar news, I have something to say on teasers, by the way.
This is all teaser. This is all rumor.
Oh, I know. It's all teaser. This is like the Garofalo prediction show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is teaser and rumor as you get.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of fun, and some of these are pretty solid. Some of them are a bit more hope and a prayer, but some of them are pretty solid. Like I think the Lord one's pretty solid. I think she will come out with a record. I think that's pretty.
I
I
think so
think that's
too.
pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um,
Yeah.
the other ones are a bit, you know, but it's a bit of
Yeah.
fun, Coop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, developing palettes review.
Oh boy.
So I did so I watched some since then that I haven't put in.
I watched a whole bunch of things coming back from Florida, and this was one of them. I had it in the car, I should say. I didn't watch.
Yeah. All right. So I watched the latest one I watched was one on a Dunbarton cigar. Anyway, we can talk about that another time.
Yeah.
It sounds great, but I'm like, Jesus, it's like
Oh,
$30.
oh yeah, the Black Angus. I have
Black
not
Angus,
seen that
yeah.
one yet, so I gotta watch that one. Yeah, I haven't seen that
It's
one
like
yet.
$30.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's Saka.
so I'm like, damn.
Take my money.
That
Yeah.
is,
The guy who invented the term "take my money."
is Saka becoming the new like Davidoff? Am I gonna get priced out of
Dude, he
Dunbarton
is.
cigars?
Yeah.
I'm
Agree-
like, shoo,
Well, he's got he's got
$30.
$100 ones. He's got $300 ones. Don't forget
Oh,
the
man.
unicorns. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
a bargain. Hell, bargain.
he's
Yeah.
he's getting too rich for my blood.
Yeah.
So developing palettes review. We got EP Creo 15th anniversary. They did not like it.
No, they did not. They have not been. They have not been on the EP. What EPC? They're not fans of EPC lately. Not. I don't think they're being unfair. I'm just saying they have not been in the EPC camp lately.
Which is interesting because on the face of it, when they talk about the blend, it sounds like a blend that I would like. Like I'm like, oh, that sounds
Yeah.
interesting. But then they're like, it didn't deliver at all. So this like, oh, it's sort of an average anniversary San Andreas cigar. Um, uh, I, Seth had a comment about people liking it in crack, which is hilarious. Um, Seth also had that comment about me when I told him I like the lunatic 4x70 torch.
Oh, that's a jukebox in history. We have to get the tuner back on, by the way. I know I'm gonna have a talk with him. Uh,
Famous quote by Tuna when I said that is he said, "Well, the good thing is that people like you like buy all the bad cigars so they can make good ones for people like me."
right, right, right.
And I'm like, "That's fair."
He
Um,
torched you on. He torched you on
hey,
that.
hey,
But I actually that
you
was
like what you like, man. Uh, but yeah, it's so he seemed to have a similar reaction to this cigar. Like what? Like he could not. I guess they couldn't see people really liking this cigar, is what I'll say. And have you had it? Like, do you have thoughts on that? Because it sounds like a
he,
cigar that should be good.
so the answer is I've had it. And the answer is for an anniversary cigar, it was underwhelming. I got to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I was expecting more. It's a very average blend, is what it was. Um, and it's funny because when we get to the pairing, I have a really good anniversary blend I'm going to talk about, right? But to me, this one it was very like to me it almost seemed like they mailed it in a bit and had to come out with something for the 50th anniversary. And they had something. I think it was a miss.
Do you
I
think making it an anniversary cigar sets it up to fail a bit too? Because people are
you
like
the
expecting something.
But I'm going to talk about one where well, I'll save it for the pairing.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just got a message from Seth. He's listening to Siamese Dream right now.
Oh, Seth.
When we have to get him for the
I
pumpkin. Yeah.
I was listening to that. I played that for my daughter,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that record's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, I'm
That's a good
sorry. I didn't mean
record.
I got distracted. But yeah, it was I mean, it's not a look. It's not a terrible cigar, but it wasn't a cheap cigar either. I mean, I think that cigar
No.
was close to the $20 price point, and to me, it was like
See that?
I've
Yeah.
had better cigars from Ernesto than that. So, I was kind of disappointed with it, to be honest with you. Just from that standpoint, not like if it was a $10 cigar or $12 cigar, I'd be okay with it. But when you get it didn't smoke like a $20 cigar for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it some age before I put a review out there. I have a couple more. I'm gonna give it a little time. And what I did like is they did a Belicoso, and Ernie hasn't been doing a lot of Belicosos, and I like when he does Belicosos. Still
Okay.
had a little loose drawer, uh,
Mm.
but otherwise, like I said, it's not terrible. It's just it's not ultra premium. It's not anniversary worthy. It was my thought on that.
My thought is I got to get Siamese Dream on vinyl. That's what I have to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking about that. You could tell Seth that I'm going to put that album on while I'm smoking the 4x70 torch. Let's see who says that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll message him.
um,
Yeah, yeah,
oh God, that album's so good. It's a good lead into perfect songs because there's some perfect songs on that record. Um, yeah, but that's unfortunate that cigar kind of was let down because it sounds good on paper,
yeah.
but it just didn't come together, it sounds like.
Yep, yep. They,
Um,
they were, they're tough, those guys. So,
oh yeah.
uh,
Oh yeah. I mean, and I think you'll find it interesting that the differing opinions on the Black Angus as well. Be
yeah,
interesting.
interesting. Yeah, I'm looking.
A cigar that I I I had to check. I don't know if they sold out or not. It's a Corona. Anyway, if you want that cigar, check it out. Uh, check out the review. Pairing of the week. So I had the Roma Craft Cro-Magnon PA Mastodon while listening to the band Mastodon.
Makes sense.
It's a little metal. The PA Mastodon Coop, it's really good. I think, but right now, I've tried to go through the different sizes in the PA to give it a shot. Um, and I think so far the Mastodon's been my favorite size, which is sort of that, what, like is it a 4x60? Or,
I think so. I think so.
but box pressed. I think it's a 4x60 box pressed. If it's not, it's close. Um, and it was quite good. So if you're sort of on the fence with the PA, you're trying it out, I suggest getting that mastodon size. It's very good.
4.5 by
Really,
60. Yeah, it's a 4.5
yeah.
by.
Which is a size that Skip, in my opinion, has always done really, really well. Like in the round, in the box press, that 4.5 by 60 is sort
That's
of
the
his.
mandible, right? That's the mandible is the round one, right?
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So and I think in the Neanderthal it's the like C3.
Right.
It's something. But
Hmm.
that 4 by 60 for me is a size that's kind of his wheelhouse. I believe that that's sort of the best size he does.
Okay.
And that and the like EMH size are my favorite too.
Right. Right.
Um, so yeah, so if you're trying out the PA and you're like me and you're trying to find like you're trying different sizes to see which one really clicks with you, I would suggest trying this Mastodon. What do you got for your pairing here, Coop?
Well, all right. So this is one when I did for review, and it I've had it before, right? But when it came into the review cycle, it did really well. It got a 90, right? And it's the Christoph 20th anniversary.
Mm.
Now, Christoph, in my opinion, in the last 5 or 6 years, they've been just doing bangers right now. They've really been coming out with some good stuff, in my opinion, right?
Hmm.
This is the Christoph Vent. It's actually the Bente 20th anniversary, Bente Spanish for 20th, right? But
Mm.
I want to talk about the blend for a second, all right? Because when I saw this blend, my first reaction was ick.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Brazilian Arapiraca, which most folks know I'm not a fan of.
Okay.
Indonesian binder, which most
Oh,
folks know I'm not a fan of
yeah.
Indonesian tobacco.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania tobacco, which
Okay.
I am not a fan of Pennsylvania broadleaf or any like
That
and
sounded good for Coop so far.
right and Nicaraguan tobacco.
Right.
And leave it to Glenn Case. He finds a way to get these crappy tobaccos to work, right? I can't say crappy. Tobaccos I don't like to work, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, right.
And it comes out with a 90. So as I'm smoking this, I'm like, this is gonna be my pairing, and I have the song I'm gonna do with this. And I went to the Lovin' Spoonfuls. Do you believe in magic? Because there's no way anyone could put a
Ah,
blend in front of me like that and say it's good, especially that
nice.
Arapiraca and Indonesian. I'm just not a fan of our. I'll say it's Romacraft did a very good Arapiraca. The BA was always a good one, but most of these and Tarano had one, but most of them I can't stand. Like, but yeah, this one, like I said, somehow Glenn Case made this work. So hats off to Glenn Case. I believe in magic because you were able to get something to work that I never thought I would enjoy. Anyway,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. So and that's a good anniversary cigar, by the way. That's the one that he didn't check it in. It's really flavorful. It's got those rich coffee and mocha notes. It's really good, really good. It's got some Asian spices in there as well. Yeah,
We should do an anniversary show because there's
yeah. I
anniversary albums.
Yeah, anniversary albums and anniversary show. I think it's a good one to add to the list. Absolutely.
Write it down.
Dave's making a note of it. Yeah,
Make it a note.
we a lot of our shows we do planning for, and then there's a group of shows. I want to say it's maybe about 1/3 of them we come up with on the spot on a show.
Or a guest as it says it.
Yeah, our guest says it, and then we
Guest
volunteer
is
them.
like, you
Yeah,
should do.
yeah, you should do. Yeah.
Write it down.
So yeah, so that's you get recruited certain ways, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
listeners, we've done a listener ones too. So
yeah,
send
yep,
that in. Um, nice. Well, I'm glad that the Believe in Man, that's a great song too.
right.
Um, Cigar News, Coop. What do you got for us?
Yeah, there's a lot, but I'll just kind of go through three items. I'll mention this first thing about the teaser. So Steve Saka, okay, has got to learn how to do teasers better. Okay,
Oh,
okay,
really?
yes, because he has been he has been basically teasing this cigar for about a week, right? It's called the Word of Saka. Have you seen this cigar at all?
I don't know. I don't think
It's
so.
okay. It's probably been mostly on Facebook. So
Oh,
it's
then
like
probably not.
it looks like it's a Sin Compromiso with a gold label on it, right?
Okay.
Now, Steve is trying to be kind of cute, right? Is what I'll just say, right?
Okay.
Uh, and you know what he likes to do? He either hates something or he likes it and he wants to torture you, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
right.
this is the latter category where it's about torturing Steve, right? It's torturing people, right? So Sokka basically says, he comes up with this. He says, he puts up this picture. Did he pull it down?
Ooh, is that a
He
pull
might have
down?
he might have pulled. No, he did not. Okay, so he basically says, um, I got this cigar.
Ah, ah,
And
ah.
everyone, I only got 5,000 cigars. How
Oh,
can
here
I
we
make
go.
everybody happy? I cannot.
Oh my
So brace
God.
yourself. Think the worst case scenario how to distribute these cigars. How is Taka gonna totally screw me over this, right?
Well,
Except for one thing.
making $30. Yeah.
No, no. He commented on the primetime media show on Saturday in regards to we were talking about how there's not a lot of new releases. And then he
Yeah.
decided, look at all the stuff I got, right?
Oh, here we go.
So he basically, he basically leaked it in the comments that, oh, I got this thing called the DTT deep cut sampler, and one of the cigars is the word of Saka. So he's putting
Oh
it into
God,
a
here we go.
sample, and I have no problem saying that because it was out there, right?
Yeah.
So I called Steve out on it. He was not he was kind of like cranky, but he realized he got caught. Yeah. I'm like, teasers never work, Steve. You leaked it, and then
Yeah,
he
that's
goes
right.
back and he puts redaction in there. Like I redact this.
Oh, boo.
Oh, come on, Steve. So, and he's got a lot of stuff coming out. We don't have all the details on Steve's stuff yet. That's why I haven't reported on it. I don't have sizes, pricing, or blends or anything. So we'll kind of once we get that, we'll put that up there. Um, if you are a fan of Blackbird cigars, they got a busy show coming up, right? And I have three releases by them at the show that are coming out. The first one is they have this. They're introducing something which is called the Prestige Collection, and they have something called the
Mm,
Andaluz Toro Prensado. I don't know what
okay.
that. Yeah. And the Andaluz Toro Prensado is a basically a Connecticut shade cigar available in a 6x52 Toro. They're not talking much about what that cigar is, other than it's going to be a limited production of 500 boxes,
Okay.
and this will be coming out in Q3, so it means the summertime we'll see that. The second thing is they got two line extensions to the Superb. Which is
Oh, okay.
they have a box press Toro, and for Dave, for you, they have a 38 by 7 Lancero. So yep.
Ooh.
So they will be initially 500 Toro box press and 200 Lancero. So
Oh, geez. Okay.
check that out. And then the third thing they got coming out at the show is a cigar called the Meadowlark,
All
um,
right, here we
which
go. Oh,
is
that's cool.
so it's kind of another bird, and but this one. I hope he could do what Glenn Case did. It has Brazilian Arapiraca.
Oh,
So,
so right.
so,
And
uh,
is this gonna be a core line, this one?
this is going to be part of something which is called the short run series.
Yes. So the Cactus Wren is also part of
Right,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's not the first one, but I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Small batch. It's short run. I wrote it wrong in the. I'll have
Yeah,
to.
it's sort of like how James does the
Yeah,
Bishop's Blend, sort
yeah,
of.
yeah. So yeah, that one. That one
Ooh.
will be coming out after the trade show. So
Ooh.
probably before the summer starts.
That's good. They were on a bit of now or never,
They
the
were, and I think they got
Blackbird.
some.
So
Yeah, and I think they got some, like I said, interesting releases for sure. I wasn't sure of the. I'm not putting the price points up on these yet because I'm
yeah,
not
well,
sure
yeah,
it's wholesale. I only got the wholesale pricing, but I will say that Andaluz Toro is meant to be a very premium cigar, and I'm
right,
estimating about $20 for that. But I
right.
don't know what they're setting the MSRP for. But if I had to guess based on, and people know how wholesale pricing works, that's what I'll say
Mm.
on that one. Yeah,
Well, that's exciting because, like I said, they're on now or never for me, I believe.
they
And
were.
the
But I think
Cactus Wren has been good, and so it's good that they're now line extensions are line extensions. I think what interests me though, Coop, is that superb box press because they don't do a ton of box pressed.
no, they don't.
So
Um,
it's
he's
exciting to get
done
another box
Lancero.
pressed.
Yeah, he's done Lanceros. And that Prensado obviously is a box press as well, that $20
Yeah.
one.
But
Um,
it's interesting. It'll be interesting to have a box press in the lineup. That's always exciting. And
yeah,
then a new short run, which is also very exciting.
yeah, yeah. Agree. I think it's good stuff. So,
That's good.
yeah, definitely. You'll want to check those out. Um, I gotta say this, and I'll kind of, I know we talk always about them a lot, but and sometimes we don't talk nice about them. Well, I don't talk nice about them. But you gotta look at. I actually made this comment on another show. Postani is poised for a big show this year. They really are. They got four releases right now. They're coming out at the show. For a small company, that's pretty good. They obviously have the San Andreas, which is starting to come
Yes.
out, right? There's a new SBC 24 coming out. There's
Ooh.
a Grand Perfecto Warbear coming out.
Ooh.
And then they have acquired the distribution rights to Viso Horny.
All right. Okay.
We may have to do a two live crew show with that one, I'm
Oh,
thinking.
that'd be great. I
That
haven't had that cigar. I've seen it all over social
well,
media. I have
it's
not
a
had it.
it's a new size they're coming out with yet of it. So
Okay.
now Ben and some of the guys have had it and said it's great. So they have been
Okay. I
very high
haven't
on
had
it.
it.
Yeah, and apparently it's a Viso. It's all Viso tobaccos.
Well, I mean, I'm excited to have it. It's just that
Yeah,
it's hard. It's a hard one for me to find.
yeah,
So yeah, if they're distributing it, that means it'll be
yeah.
at Hustler, which means I'll
Well,
be able to get it.
honest true
Nice.
story, Dave. Tyler Jeffrey, who owns the brand, came to me with the first release, and basically I rejected publishing it, and I liked the kid, but the problem is he was selling those cigars not only direct to consumer but like through Instagram page. I said Tyler, I can't touch that. And then I'll have
Yeah.
every person in the world who's selling cigars out of their trunk. I said, you go with a distribution, you have my word this will get. And he did. I don't think he did because of me, but I think he did because it was the right thing.
Yeah.
And Mike will take good care of it. Mike, those guys will, Mike and Greg, those guys will take good care of him.
Yes.
I think it's a good place. So good for him. Yeah.
Good. Well, good
So
work. I'm excited.
yep.
I am excited. I'm excited for a lot of those things that you said,
Yep.
especially the SBC. That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's for a small company, they're having a big show, in my opinion. I think
Mm.
they're one of, they're definitely doing a good. There's a couple companies that probably bigger and can do more, but give them credit.
Oh, definitely. Other big cigar news, Coop.
Um, that's the Aladino 85th is coming out. Julio
Yeah.
Oro's 85th birthday cigar. It's a couple years late. That's a big one that's coming out. So, um, Perdomo Legacy's coming out. We'll know more about that probably around trade show time. So, uh, yeah, so looking pretty. Romeo 150, the H. Upman, new H. Upman, AJ Fernandez coming out.
So, question to Coop here without warning, because the show is coming up. What are some like? You just give me like three or five. What are some brands that you're really that I guess you're excited to check out? Like, what are some brands at the show you're excited to sort of see what they
Um,
got?
yeah, I mean, I'll definitely say Postani's one of them, right? Even though I'm like
Yeah.
I've had the new. I gotta also put in Altadis. I know people that may not be the sexiest pick, and I know you can say they're sponsored, but listen, they've got the Romeo 150. They got this Trinidad Miami coming out, a new H Upman by AJ Fernandez, which has been very successful to them. They've added to the Monte Cristo White. So I mean, I gotta look at them, and I gotta say they're real. It's definitely someone in there. Um, Sokka's always going to be interesting because
Yeah.
he's got a lot of stuff. So as far as that goes, Espinoza, I'm always interested in. They said they got about four or five things. They haven't announced them yet.
They
So
teased that Warhead.
the Warhead, yeah, I said, why did you do that? Um, Perdomo's got the Legacy coming out. That's going to be a big launch for them. That will probably be one of the big show. Um, and my father with the Honduran blend, I'm very interested in as well.
Yes. Yes. That's yeah. I would say that my father has quite a bit of buzz with the
It's
Honduran blend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Pete's gonna have a lot too. He hasn't announced it all yet, but he is coming on Thursday night on the show. But I know like I think pork tenderloins returning. So there's
Ooh.
some, yeah, he's got some stuff lined up as far as that goes. Um, as far as like I said, those are probably all those companies I'm looking at. We really don't know what Drew Estate's got yet.
Oh.
Um, so we shall see. I mean, I gave my now or never on Thursday night. We actually call it the Dave Burke now or never. So we always
Oh, what did you? What's who's got the now and never
it's
for the
got to
show
be El
here?
Septimo. It's
Yeah.
got to be El Septimo. I just they came out with the value price line last year, and I don't think they built on it. So um, I know the guy's got a lot of money or anything, but he's got a point where you got to say this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
actually, I the so um, yeah, that was definitely and look, I don't mean this. Um, I'll hold off on the other one because the other one I think the other one's still too new to say that it's now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't want to do that to them. Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see, like, because I'm trying to think of the now and nevers we had. We had, like, I think Protocol was in there.
and that could be the show. Yeah,
That's a problem.
yep.
Um,
Protocol's a definite now or never.
yeah, well, not being at the show is not helpful.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think they're in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
hey, for me, they're putting out a
they're
new
not
like
gonna.
honey hand
Yeah,
grenade, but
yeah, but they're not gonna be the show, from what I understand.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a disappointing thing. Uh,
Um,
yep, I think that pretty much covers it. Yeah,
and you'll have, and for those of you, I mean, you probably all know if you're listening to this, but Coop does an excellent job covering the show. So once the show hits, be sure to check out Cigar Coop for both like copy and the interviews he does.
yep,
You guys are all over the show, so be sure to check
yeah, and we'll do
out
some
all
stuff
of
on
that.
Jukebox for the Jukebox audience that wants to know. We'll have some stuff planned. We'll do some stuff too. Yeah, Dave will be getting some stuff from the show from me as he usually does, and um,
But I'm excited to see what the big buzz coming out of the show will be. I'm excited for that
me
to
too.
see what that is.
Me too. Like I said, I think it's going to be Perdomo Legacy. That's probably going to be the one that's going to be the big seller. Perdomo just when they come out, they don't come out with a lot. And when they do, it's always a big hit. I'm not sure. Like Drew Estate, we got to see what they're going to unveil with this Dominican cigar, sweetened Dominican. So
There's always a dark horse. There's always a surprise one. So I'm interested in what the
yeah.
surprise is.
Breaking news! Actually, Malolo just announced his 10th anniversary cigar.
Yeah, well, they have a couple things though. They've been
He
coming out with stuff left and right.
Nick's having a very good 12 months, in my opinion. His stuff has been on fire lately. So
Mm,
yeah. So I love what he's been coming out with the last 12 months.
so let's get to what we're smoking.
Yes.
What do you got here, Coop?
Well, I have got a Casa Magna Maduro in the box press Belicoso,
Ooh. Ooh.
made by Casa Magna, made by Casada Cigars, but it ties in with the show tonight, because the Casadas there's been kind of a changing of the guard in the Casadas over the past year. Raquel and Patricia Casada have now taken over the company from their father, who is going into retirement pretty much. And this was Raquel, I believe this is the first blend that she's released under her watch
All
to
right.
become
Okay.
president, or if not, it's like the first or second. So, I have had this cigar down at Pro Cigar. It's an excellent cigar, and I haven't had this size though. So I'm looking forward to lighting up this one.
Nice. I unfortunately couldn't go with the women's theme, but I went with the perfect cigar theme. I talked about one of these cigars. I have two of my favorite shorts. Now, perfect cigar for me is just a cigar that I have, and I'm like, I don't know how they can make this cigar better. Like to me, this is good as it gets. I don't
Right.
know how it gets better.
Okay.
So one of the shorts I have, and these are my perfect shorts. So what I mean by that are
Oh, I know. I know what you got. Go ahead.
these are shorts. I got one of them. So I got this one. I got the Undercrown Pequeña in the
What?
Maduro.
That was one of my top cigars when it came out. It made my list.
Excellent short. And I have my favorite short of all time,
I know this is the one.
which I think Tuna will enjoy it. This is the H. Upman Half Corona.
Oh, that was the one I was guessing. Okay. Yeah, he'll
What
enjoy
were you
that.
gonna guess?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the shots.
No, couldn't get the shots. Those are very
Yeah,
good.
I said maybe. Yeah, that would be hard.
But I got the H. Upman half Corona. Haven't had a Cuban cigar in here for a while.
We haven't done a Cuban in a while. Yeah, we probably have to do some with Cubans at some point.
But half Corona, I think that my favorite shorts from like if we're looking at Habanos and Cuban cigars is the H. Upmann half Corona and the Partagas short.
Yep.
But I went with the H. Upmann. So I'll be smoking a couple shorts today as we talk perfect songs.
Yeah, we talk perfect songs.
So we got perfect songs, and I guess for me, before we start out, we talk about, well, what do you think a perfect song is? Like, I guess for me, Coop, it's a song that I listen to and I'm like, this is a 10 out of 10 song. I don't know how this song could get any better. This is a perfect song. So, like, for example, Seth is listening to Siamese Dream. Today, I think is a perfect song. Like, the guitar is perfect. Like, everything about that song is perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Um, so a lot of these songs on here, I think are perfect in the sense that for me, I just can't see how that song could be improved. You
Yeah.
know, like some songs you listen to, you're like, oh, that's pretty good, or I like that song. These are songs for me that are just like, this is like, you know, a perfect song. Like you can't get any better than this song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, which is subjective, but that's sort of my definition. I mean, what do you think, Coop, in terms of like talking about perfect songs and what's a perfect song and that sort of thing?
I don't remember what I said the last time with this, right? But I think this is probably on the same wheelhouse. So, number one is like you said, everything you said is valid. But I also look for, does the song like leave me wanting for more,
Mm,
right? And if it leaves me wanting for more, the answer is yes. If it leaves me like it should have delivered more, or there was like one part of the song that was a Debbie Downer, it's out. It's not perfect, right?
mm,
So it's got to have good instrumentation. It's got to have on spot, on point lyrics, on point vocals. So it's got to have all those things going. Great production value as well.
mm,
Um, eh, so that's my. The other thing is, and this is I believe I did say this last time. It's got to stand the test of time. So
that's a
I
good
am
point.
not going to have a song from 2015 on there. It's still only 10 years. I think I got to go closer to
Yeah.
20 with me, right? That
Yeah.
means this
Okay.
song for 20 years is doing the same thing as it did for me 20 years ago. And like there's songs from Tears for Fears that fall into that category and In Excess that I've listened to for that long and I know they're good. And there's other songs, like Heart of Glass, which I didn't include on the list tonight. I think I did it last time.
Yeah.
Um, right. So that's a song maybe they're not my favorite group of all time, but that song to me from 45 years I've been saying this song is an engineering marvel. So it's got to be over a period of time to do that.
That. Excuse me. The test of time thing is good, and the sticking with you is good
Yeah.
points as well because you can listen to a song and like, but by the time you're done with the song, like you even forgot you heard it.
Yeah,
Like,
and all of these songs, like when I went through them, and I want to say I have one song that's 18 years old.
yeah,
But so that was kind of, but I'll talk about why I kind of went a little under 20 with that one because that's just a special song that it's like it was a career defining song. I'll get into that. So I also did try to
yeah.
stay away from artists that Dave may go, but I know we're gonna have one in common.
I tried to stay away from artists or songs I've done before, but it's hard because I'm like, I just like that song so much.
I think I
So,
think there's two I might have done before at one point or another, or three, but maybe not a perfect song, but just on an artist thing or whatever.
right.
But
Well, I know that.
I knew for example, Heart of Glass. I've talked about that one. So I said I'm not gonna put that one on it, but that would be a perfect song by a female lead vocalist there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I tried to stay solo too. There's one that's group, but I think there's a reason. I think this person's clearly the front person for the group. So what I
I
did,
have
yeah,
I have one that there's men in the group, but the reason that the song is perfect is the woman on vocal, if that makes sense.
I think we may have another group now. I guarantee you we're gonna have. Well, I wonder if we have the same song now in this one.
We
We'll see
may.
if yeah. I think there's two
Uh,
artists we could have in common here.
I'm excited now. Okay,
Yep.
man, I love this half Corona.
Yep. Oh, this is like a chocolate bomb right now. It's Casada.
I gotta have that. God, that's a great line, the Casa Magna. I love
The
that.
Maduro's new, and these have been hard to get. I've been telling, like, I was telling the sales manager, I'm like, they're not as easy to find as you think. They have the
Man,
TAA
I
one,
didn't.
but I don't want to smoke the TAA one. I prefer to smoke non-TAA.
Oh
So,
yeah, I gotta
yeah.
get me that. I gotta get me that. I remember the Colorado. Okay, I'm reminiscing about cigars now. All right, my first song, Coop. This is what got me. I was listening to this song, and this is why I chose to do the perfect songs theme. Gonna represent Australia, Coop, Australia's own Kylie Minogue
Oh,
with "Can't Get You Out of My
I
Head."
almost had that one. I didn't put. I almost had that one. It missed the cut.
Perfect,
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah,
perfection,
go ahead, Dave. I'm gonna let you take it away.
perfect. It was a bit of a comeback from Kylie, because she had the locomotion or whatever it was, and there's a bit of a comeback. And she was sort of, I think her and Madonna sort of were pioneers of that like club movement where, it was very club bounce, amazing hook.
Yeah,
Like the hook on this song
yeah.
is perfection. So, and it's got great energy. Kylie's vocal is great. It was a great comeback song for her. It was huge when it came out. Like this song was
Huge in
huge.
the U.S. It was her biggest hit. Like she'd been known for like the locomotion when she was a
Yeah,
teenager. This to me, that song put her into another category. That whole album is really good. The Full Moon Fever album is an excellent album by
yeah.
her.
So can't get out of my head. Kylie Minogue, number one.
Yeah,
My first, my kickoff here.
I love that. Like I said, it almost made my cut. Uh, I always would have wondered if her and Michael Hutchence would ever have worked together, what would have happened. So,
Oh, it would have been amazing. What it
yeah.
would have been.
All right, so this
What do you got
is
here, Coop?
I'm gonna go. Look, this artist is a favorite of yours. She's a favorite of mine. But there's one song in particular of hers, that absolutely has become synonymous with Cigar Coop. The
Oh
artist is
yeah,
the artist is Aretha Franklin, and the song is "The Freeway of Love."
nice.
I just to me, everything about Freeway of Love to me is just on point. I mean, Aretha's got a little bit of that sass. She's got a little bit of that raspiness in the vocals. And it's to me, she delivered like an 80s interpretation of Motown sound with that track. Um,
Mm,
and for folks who don't know, the pink Cadillac was kind of this synonymous thing. When I used to drive
yes,
cross country to PCA, I would take a pink Cadillac with me. So that's
yes.
how it became that. But I've I just love this song. The Motor City, everything about it is to me. And it's a good positive. And I've been listening to that song for 40 years and it hasn't grown old on me in 40 years. So it's 40 years old this year, the song.
No, it's a great pick, and I just looked it up, 85.
Yeah, it's 40th anniversary.
Because I was thinking too, like there was a bit of a comeback for Aretha as well.
Big comeback.
That's sort of her heyday in the
Who's
like
zooming?
60s, 70s.
She had the Who's Zooming Who.
Yep.
I think she did this duet with Annie Lennox. Sisters are doing it for themselves. She did the duet with George Michael.
Ah,
Yeah,
that duet with George Michael's so good.
we've talked so much about it. It's one of the greatest. I mean, to me, it's such a great. It's so great.
It's just so good.
Yep.
But no, that's an excellent pick. I love it. I almost put Aretha on here, but I'm like, I talk about
Also,
Aretha all the
oh,
time.
okay. So that's one out. That was the one I thought originally we had. Now I think it's
I'm
another.
like,
Now I think it's another
I didn't
artist.
put her on here. I could have made every song an Aretha song, to be honest.
I could
But
have
I love
too,
that
but
pick.
I could have too. She's got some great songs that but this one, like I said, it's become so synonymous with Cigar Coupe.
Well,
Um,
and it's what I love about that song is so I have family that both my mom and my dad's side were from Detroit, and they lived in Dearborn and they lived in Detroit. And so like whenever we go, like Aretha was like I was steeped in Aretha, so this song was huge, when I was growing up because my all my family loved Aretha because they're from Detroit, so
do, like, again, I'm
this is
not a
great.
I always say I'm not a music video guy, but when there is something that kind of catches your attention with a music video, they kind of did this like retro Motown video for this
Yeah.
song, which was I thought it was really cool how they did it. It was like I said, it was a video at least. Okay, that catches my attention. It's not some stupid weak script or just hey playing an instrument. It kind of had this old town like '60s Motown vibe with it.
No, I loved it.
Yep,
Great pick. I love it.
yep.
I'll make this one fast. Everybody knows I have it. It's Dolly Parton with Jolene.
Oh, like
Uh, I mean,
God.
I can't.
Yeah,
I know I talk about this song all the time, but I can't have a women in music perfect songs and not have Dolly Parton Jolene. It's just fraudulent. I'm just a fraud. So I need to have it. And it's amazing.
you get your
It's
Dolly Parton
incredible.
credit, and he gets his Dolly Parton thing in for 155 shows.
Yeah. But I mean, like Jolene's a perfect song. Like it's perfect. Like it's inspired countless um covers. It stands the test of time. Like it's a perfect song.
Yeah,
It's incredible and
I think
it's gone across genre.
the last few years it's had a little bit of a resurgence too. I think the song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, Beyonce doing it helps.
absolutely. But I even think before that it was getting the resurgence that might have led her to do it. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's a phenomenal song. It's perfect in every way. What do you got here, Coop? I mean, that one is a quick one because I've
yeah.
talked about that song endlessly.
All right, this is gonna fit right in with your shirt here.
Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
okay. Um, the artist is Chaka Khan, and the
Yes.
song is "I'm Every Woman."
Oh,
Holy cow! Is that
yeah.
so? First of all, I think Chaka's got some of the best vocals out there. I mean, honestly, her vocal range is incredible. But this is like, it's feminist, it's anthemic,
Right,
and
yeah.
it's not offensively feminist, and it's not, you know what I mean? It's not offensively feminist. And to me, it was like this was a whole thing in the '70s with the modern woman and everything. I think it was just, I think it's absolutely brilliant. This song. I love there's just some great bass work in this song, but her vocals just absolutely,
Mm.
absolutely take it over the top. And Whitney Houston did a nice cover of this in the night
Yes.
for
Yep,
the
she
for the
did.
Bodyguard. She did a hell, and I've heard the duet with them together, and they did a live duet. Whitney did great justice to this song, but Chaka's the OG, and
Oh, yeah.
hey, man, look,
Timeless.
I'll wear my feminist shirt to see her
Get
perform
it.
this song. Absolutely, yeah,
Get it.
yeah. I love that.
Get in there.
I could sing that song like I'm in the car. I'll sing "I'm Every Woman" and people think I'm crazy, but
Oh,
I
it's
love singing
great.
on that. It's a great song. Yeah,
It's anthemic.
it's
It's
and
powerful.
and
It's
I can't sometimes.
timeless.
It's not
Yeah.
offensive to a male. Like, for a male, it's not offensive. That's what I love about this song. It's
It's
not.
got a good groove.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, love it. I mean, you hear it all the time now still.
It's really there's so much good Chaka's. This was Chaka's had a great career, really has.
Oh, underrated,
Yep,
in my
underrated.
opinion.
Yep,
Oh, great pick, Coop. Love that pick. It's
yep.
not in my head now.
Oh, it's
Just
gonna
gonna
yeah,
bop to it.
yeah.
Uh, this one, it's the vocalist.
Okay.
So, but this, I love this vocalist so much. And there's men in the band, but we don't need to worry about them. This is all about the vocal. To me, the vocal makes this song. And to me, this person's vocal is like at its peak during this time. And so the perfect song I chose Jefferson Airplane
Ooh, I didn't. That wasn't the one I was thinking of.
with Somebody to Love. Because Grace Slick
We
just
don't talk enough
kicks
about that.
ass.
Holy cow, does Grace Slick kick ass in that song? She's got again kind of that baritone, raspy vocal that's a little bit
Oh,
haunting. Very, and she's the leader of that band in a lot of ways.
she is carrying that band.
With all due respect to Paul Kantner, and then guys like Craig Chiquito came on later. Great Slick carried that band for a long time. Yeah,
Oh, that vocal on that song, that song, and it's just so like the vocal's so good.
yeah,
Like you can't go past it. It's Grace Slick kicking ass, which is amazing. Um, and I mean a lot of and I didn't have. I mean, you might have them. I didn't have them on here, but it's a lot of like what I love about the Runaways. It's just that like kick ass rock vocal, very good. Grace Slick,
yeah,
my idol.
yeah. No, that's a good
And
one.
this is like peak
I didn't
Grace
see that.
Slick
Yeah.
as well.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and great. right at this point, at that point in her career, she was at her peak.
Yeah,
Had a nice resurgence. She's another one had a nice resurgence in the '80s with
she did.
Starship, which I think gets a little maligned. They did some good stuff in my opinion. I think when we did that song that the songs that everyone hates that we love,
That's
I I,
right.
I love We Built This City, and her
Hey,
vocals are the ones that make that song.
but yeah, there you go. Couldn't, there you go. Grace Slick, love it.
Yeah.
What? So I surprised Coop.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but it wasn't the same band I was thinking of.
Oh,
Mm.
what do you got?
All right, I'm gonna just go down my continue with my list, so that won't come up. So I think I said on the last show I was really on this Patty Smyth kick. Um,
Oh,
and for folks that don't know, she's the ex Mrs. Richard Hell, and she is the leader of
yes.
Scandal, and now she's the current Mrs. John McEnroe. But she did look. I another. You want to talk about a voice? To me, again, this is she's got. I can't really. That voice is just so unique and unmistakable. And She's done some really good stuff. But there's a song she did, and it was the ultimate aftermath breakup song. So you broke up, and now you're reflecting back on the breakup, and it's a song called "No Mistakes."
All
And
right.
to me, it is an absolute, it's absolute. First of all, what I like about this, it has a little bit of a country twang to it, right? So we think of Patti Smyth as this rocker from Scandal and all that, right? And
Yeah.
married to Richard Hell, right?
The Warrior.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and she did, yeah. No Mistakes is the lead single off this track. It was produced by Roy Bittan on that album.
Okay.
And to me, it's perfect because I almost thought she was singing this maybe about Richard Hell, right? Because they
All
had
right.
broke up, but I think they had already broke up a few years. And the way she kind of conveys the emotion in this song, to me it was so real. And I have another song that later, and I know I've covered this other one before, where real emotion comes into the song here. And when you could deliver real emotion, it it's good. And what's nice is this is not a Debbie Downer song. It's kind of got this optimistic feel of the future, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think her voice is incredible. And this would have probably been on the list had I not been on a kick with her. Because I just think this was just her best work she's done with this track.
Nice. No, I like that you brought up her last time. Like I said, I always associate her with The Warrior, which
Yeah.
I could easily have put on here as a perfect song as well.
I
But
could have put that one. She did the duet with Don Henley. She did something with the Hooters. I mean, yeah.
no, it's great. No, I love that pick.
Yep.
It's good to focus on bands or artists that people may have, not thought about in a while. So it's good to
Yeah.
bring her back because I know those songs were huge when they came out.
I mean, yeah, and she really, it's interesting. I think she really went the family route for a while, and at the peak of her career.
Yeah.
I know she had a daughter with Richard Hell, and then, then a few years later when she married McEnroe, they had more kids, and she wasn't even looking to get remarried or have a family, and it kind of, and she did this all at the peak of her career. So, great, and she's kind of kept it going, which is good.
Mm.
She's a Yeah, great. I've
That's
seen her live. She's wonderful live too. Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I've seen this woman live,
Okay.
and we're gonna go from Patty Smyth to
To
Patty Smith.
Wow. Was that did you kind of audible on that? Did you just
No, no, I'm just going down the list here,
Yep.
Coop.
Yep.
So great minds think alike in terms of names. I've
Yep.
I've talked about the song before, or at least this record before. It's Horses. The record's Horses. The song is Gloria.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
I think we talked about it when we did that punk show with Trip.
what a great song Gloria is. Oh my God.
It's so good. I saw her perform it live, and it was amazing.
Do you know how many people
Um,
mix up Patty Smyth and Patty Smith? I see it a lot, by the
I'm
way. Yeah.
sure they do.
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a big difference. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, she's had a lot of famous tracks. Um, and and I guess this one for me is like just perfect. It's that sort of it's kind
Yeah.
of proto-punk. She's
This is
known as the godmother of punk.
It
Um,
totally is.
especially that East Side sound.
Yeah.
It's got I think it changed music forever, this sort of album, because I mean, a lot of later artists, they get a bit, I mean, even if you look at Billie Eilish and stuff, like they wouldn't have the freedom they have to do what they do if Patti Smith wasn't like,
Yeah.
doing punk rock, wearing like, men's suits and stuff and like CBGBs or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's pretty out there. So it's a lot of gender bending, a lot of just some hardcore punk, man, and it's just great. And I love this track. And I saw it live and it was amazing. Like I can't imagine what it would have been like to see her live, like at CBGB's back then. Would have been crazy. Um, but yeah, Patti Smith, man. She was touring that record here in Australia a couple years ago, just doing the Horses record. So she did the whole record and it was great. So hopefully people had a chance to check that out. But yeah, love that. Love that whole album, but Gloria is sort of the key for me. You a Patti Smith
Yeah.
guy, Coop?
Yeah, I am. I am. Like I said, Gloria to me, I remember I think they used it on an episode of The Sopranos too. I want to
Oh,
say.
did they?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Jesus died for somebody's sins but not mine is just the coolest line ever.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh yeah. It amazing. Oh, she's just amazing. Um
So what you got here, Coop?
well, okay, I gotta go to my girl. That's
Oh
Diana
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's Diana Ross.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna come. I
Yeah.
was wondering what song though is the question.
Well, this is one with the Supremes.
Oh,
And
Reeves.
this was one of their last ones they did with the famous Holland Doja Holland trio.
Okay.
The song is Reflections.
Oh my God, I love that song.
So this was so groundbreaking, this song, for a lot of reasons, and really the Holland Doja Holland, they were looking to integrate kind of a psychedelic sound, a la Beach Boys and Beach Boys and Beatles.
Yeah, yeah.
And when remember you hear that beginning of that song,
Oh.
that 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 kind of, it's an electronic, bow, bow,
Mm, mm,
bow. Yeah, it's and it's just, it's an incredible song. It was kind of meant, it was a big hit. They used it as the theme song for China Beach. I don't know if you remember that
yes, they
TV.
did.
What a great, by the way, great show about the Vietnam War. There wasn't a better opening sequence I ever heard for a theme song of, like, using an existing song than what they did on China Beach with that. But there's just, and I think Diana just is I mean, I always talk about how Diana has a lot of emotion with her vocals.
Yeah.
Um, and I just, like I said, it is a amazing track.
Oh, so good.
It was also, I think, Mary Wilson and Florence Bowers, they do the background was, I think it was one of Florence's last songs she did with them too. But
So good.
but when you hear that, you can hear the Hammond organ in there, that electric. It's
Oh.
just very different than anything you hear in Motown before. But
Mm.
Diane, I have to give a lot of credit to Diane because she just delivers those vocals. And you would think, can Diana pull off something with a psychedelic kind of
Oh,
background?
yes, you can.
Yes, she can, and that's what makes her so great. And she could really pull off anything, in my opinion. That's why, yeah, I have to put her on there in this song.
I love the Supremes.
I do too.
Uh, I wrote about them in the article I referenced, the
You do.
women's article on, or no, or Black History Month. I wrote about them
Yeah,
actually. And for me, and I know there's a ton of bands in Motown, but for me, the Motown sound is defined by the Supremes. Like the Supremes, for me, is the
yeah,
quintessential Motown sound. And Reflections was released in the late 60s, like 67 or something. And it really, I think, Coop, we did a show on 71 and all the disillusionment with the government and stuff like that. It was really sort of ahead of its time in a way because it had a lot of those things talking about reflections of the way things used to be.
yeah,
Um, it had a lot of that sort of disillusionment, which is why it's so good for China Beach.
yeah.
But the sort of ahead of its time because that theme really picks up like 3, 4 years later. Um,
Guess what, David? Always stood the test of time. This song for me.
so
It never
good.
went out of fashion for me. This song.
What
Um,
what's what's great about it is it she could pull up that psychedelic note you said, but also like it's a rather dark, like it's not like, you know, Stop in the Name of Love. Like it's not like, this
well,
really kind of bubblegummy. Like it's a bit darker, and it's so good.
and
Such a good song.
and you kind of look at Diana Ross and the Supremes in the '70s, and they went through an evolution as well, like the Beatles did,
Mm.
where the Beatles were doing "Help," "She Loves You," to they're doing some of the
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
they're doing some of the deeper stuff, obviously, with Hey Jude and etc. So to me,
Just
it
the
was
verses
yeah,
where she's singing, you hear that wah wah, like all that.
yeah,
Oh my God. Ugh.
yeah. It was really I got into this song when China Beach came on, right? And I was starting to really get into Diana, but I had gotten into Diana a few years earlier. But when China Beach came on, and I saw how they kind of used that as a theme song, and it really, like you said, you talked about the whole theme of reflections and disillusionment. I said, this song is like, this is gold. This song, and I've really never gotten tired of that song since.
And it's and her vocal's amazing, but it's a bit more restrained, right? It's a
It's a
bit
little more
more.
than yeah, but
It's not like Diana just you know, going to 11. Like it's more restrained. It's so good.
and
It's such a good
it's hard
song.
to there's a lot of like she didn't write the song. There's a lot of interpretations of the song, whether it's
She pulls
relationship
it
or
off though.
whether
Yeah.
it's yeah, whether it's whether it's society or whatever. You can make your own decision with that.
Oh, I love it. I love that you picked it. I love it. I love that song to death.
It's an amazing song, yeah.
Um, it's hard to follow up that song. It's so good. We got Lauryn Hill. I have next.
I had a feeling she'd be on your list.
What some people consider a perfect hip hop record, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, which still gets talked about a lot today. She's toured it recently, which shows the test of time concept. But it's a doo-wop, that thing, which is like just such. It's got killer groove, got some feminist themes in there about, women's equality and not being treated by like dropkick men. Um, I think it really changed hip hop a lot, this record, because she was sort of a standout in Fugees, and people were like, "Oh, she's a standout," but it was at a time where like women's hip hop, we had Missy Elliott, we had some other artists, we had Queen Latifah before them, who doesn't get talked about enough, I don't think. And we had other stuff like Salt and Pepper, we had other bands, TLC, but it was like, oh, can Lauryn Hill do it? And she put out this record that was phenomenal. And I think like with Missy Elliott and Lauryn Hill and Queen Latifah, it really solidified the idea of a woman hip hop artist going solo. Gangsta Boo went solo, I think later than this. But this idea of the solo woman hip hop artist like being successful. And I think it really sort of helped usher that in. And it's just a great record. She never was able to hit the heights of this record
Right,
again,
right.
but
But it was
it's,
absolute when this
oh,
yeah, this is money. This is a good pick.
it was a killer record. Um, and she just could never quite get there again, unfortunately. But as like a creative space and time, like it was just great. And Doo-Wop was sort of like the big single off it. And yeah, so love it. Love some Lauryn Hill.
Yep. That's a good one.
She's she hasn't done a lot of solo stuff lately. She's just featured on songs here and there, so it's always great to see her. Um, she goes by Miss Lauryn Hill, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
And uh
Miss
and yeah, so she's sort of back on the scene, featuring on stuff, touring around, which is good. But yeah, it's good. It's a great track.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Go ahead, Coop.
All right.
What you got?
So I'm sticking a little bit with a Supremes theme here, but it's not the Supremes. This is a Supreme song that was covered by what I would call a two-hit wonder. Not a one-hit wonder.
Okay, right, okay.
She had two hits. Um, and the artist is an English pop singer by the name of Kim Wilde.
Oh
who
yeah.
who did a cover of the Supremes' "You Keep Me Hanging On" in 1986. And wow,
Oh,
okay. So this is to me, this is another anthemic kind of female song, right? But it's
oh
done
God.
very differently, okay? So you had Diana Ross's version was
You're
little
picking
more
some bangers.
it's yeah, but it was her version was a softer, more conciliatory type of interpretation of that, keep hanging on in a relationship. Kim Wilde takes it and she goes into this high energy, um, electronic pop, kind of angry interpretation, a kind of angry version of this, where it's much more. And this is the woman who's like, yeah, she's pissed, right? That someone,
Mm,
it's, this is kind of, someone who's like, she's in a relationship and, you know, she's hanging in there, but she don't know why. But the line that when Kim Wilde does the get out of my life, right?
yeah.
Compare that to the Diana one, which I'm not knocking the Diana one. It was
No,
like
I
Diana's like,
saying.
God, get out. I'm kind of gonna go on my. Kim's like, F you. I can't
Yeah,
get
yeah,
out of
yeah,
my life.
yeah.
First of all, I also thought it was a great resurgence for the post disco era with this song, which disco was moving into this. This is the post disco era we're in right now. So we're starting to see the electronic dance music and stuff. Huge. This song was all over. I remember going to this is I was old enough to be legally in the clubs by this point when this song was
Ah.
coming out. So, and for me, I just said it was just this was her. I'm not saying Diana's Ross was good. It was not perfect. Kim Wilde's is perfect, and it's kind of
Mm,
it's just it's a girl power. It's something that makes you feel real good with this song. So I love this. Still one of my all time favorite covers.
nice. No, I love that. It's a
Yeah,
great song. Great
yeah.
cover.
Oh,
Which is interesting
yeah.
how like, you know, it's rare and it's difficult. We've talked about a couple instances where it is possible to cover a perfect song and pull it off.
It's very hard to do that, right? And especially I'm saying this about one of my favorite artists, right? Um, So yeah, that's why I said this is perfect in my opinion. I wouldn't have changed anything with this cover. I've heard other people do covers with this before. I think Reba
Yeah.
McEntire did one as
Yeah.
well. And for people wanting the other hit she had was a song called "Kids in America," which you would not have sensed. That's nothing like this song.
Oh,
That's kind of a bubblegum pop song, with
oh,
compared to
very
this
much
one.
so.
Yeah, yeah. So that is the Kim Wilde, who I thought was gonna have a much bigger career than she did, actually.
Yeah, it's hard to pick sometimes.
Yeah,
No, great. I love that cover
yeah.
too. I think it's great. That's a banger. Coop is just coming out with bangers.
Oh, you too, Dave. You're doing a great job.
I'm gonna dip all the way back to 1956.
Oh, wow.
I'm going back, and I'm going with Billie Holiday, who we talked about in previous shows. I'm going Billie Holiday, Lady Sings the Blues.
We were talking about that, I think, on the Pioneer Show, right?
Yes, we were talking about Billie Holiday then, and
Well, and
I
we got another Diana connection here because Diana, obviously did play Billie Holiday.
yes, got Diana all over this thing. Um, Billie Holiday, Lady Sings the Blues. So it's just her vocal, really. Um, it's just so emotional. It's such a phenomenal vocal. Uh, it really gets to you. This is about how she would try to sing, like her singing would be to escape the pain and using music to escape her pain. Lady sings the blues, which is sort of about her, really. Uh, and it's just really well done, and it's her vocal's so good. I mean, you could put almost any Billie Holiday song in for a perfect song, just because like her talent is very, one in a million, really, and just it just hits you.
Oh
That
yeah,
vocal coop, it just hits you,
yeah,
you know. So check out some Billie Holiday.
yeah. We talk, an absolute pioneer in music too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Sings is an amazing track. Yeah. And like
Oh
that, it
yeah.
was such a big track. It inspired. That was the movie about her with Diana.
Hmm.
which I encourage people to watch that movie. And we talked about Billie Holiday kind of didn't die very. She kind of had a tough end to her life. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
She had a tough sort of everything to her life, but like what she could capture in the studio and on stage is just like unparalleled. This is so good.
yep.
So what do you got next here, Coop? We're in a bit of a somehow we kind of stumbled upon a Diana Ross theme to this show somehow.
Yeah, and this is like I said, this is literally this. We have not changed the order of anything, and this one isn't necessarily Diana Ross, but it is another cover, right?
Okay.
But this one I think was this was the one song that was not in the 20 years. It's 18 years, but it became so synonymous with this artist, and I mean it's revered to this day. It's the late Amy Winehouse with Valerie.
Yeah, now you love this song.
Oh,
And this
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't like the original. The Zootan song was an average kind of indie rock kind of song. It was okay. Mark Ronson gets his hands on it and he wants to re-engineer this song. Which is kind of it was only out a year before the Amy version, and he brings in Amy, and that song is Amy Winehouse. It was just
Yeah.
um to me, it's again the vocals. Her vocals are so good to begin with, but everything comes together. And like I said, I just really love this song. You know, I get you know, it's not gonna fade on me in 2 more years, is what I'm just gonna tell you.
No.
But to me, yeah, this, you know, it was, like I said, it's I don't know what else I could say. It just everything came together. It was a great. I think it was one of the best songs of that decade. By the way, I'd probably put it up in my top five in the decade. So, you know, we lost her way too early because we
Mhm.
should have been hearing this song live for 15 more years. You know, and more. So, very sad that she passed away. But wow. And like I said, she's Amy's had some great. You want to talk about bangers? She's had some great bangers as
Oh
well. Like
yeah.
you know, the Rehab album
Yep.
is you know, so a Rehab song, excuse me, is incredible. So and it's kind of autobiographical, but to me, Valerie is money. No one,
I'm
no one will ever touch that version, in my opinion.
oh no.
They could try. I mean, they did. It was funny. Glee did a nice version of it actually, but wasn't close to Amy. Don't get me
But
wrong.
it's not, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean just
the
the
Glee
hook
version was
alone.
actually surprisingly good. Yeah.
I mean the hook alone is perfect,
Yeah,
really.
yeah, that bass work. You know, Mark Ronson, who I think maybe get into the now or never category of me, and we'll talk about that at the end of the year. Because I'm a big Mark Ronson fan, but he's been missing a lot lately. So,
Say that.
yeah, and I was a big fan of his when this was Mark Ronson's peak. Perfect marriage here.
Speaking of now or never,
Yep.
Harry Styles, clock's ticking, my guy. Um,
But Dave is he just went, he needs a new
clock
album.
is
Like, it's right.
clock's ticking, my guy. No, an interesting connection with Billie Holiday in the sense that like these are artists that were sort of,
Struggle. And yeah, I didn't even point that. That's a good point. Yeah.
but like used for their talent by the people around them with like no consideration for their own sort of
Yeah.
personal well-being at
Yeah.
all.
Oh yeah.
And you know, and Amy to a greater extent in that she died young,
Yeah.
but it just totally like her story is so tragic. I mean, it was just totally like used as a ATM cash machine, and no one really looking
Yeah.
out for her own
Yeah.
personal health or well-being, which is just sad.
Yep.
But great song, great hook.
Yep. I love the hook in that. Yeah, you're right.
Speaking of hooks, hooks can make perfect songs. I have my next song is a perfect song. I think it's a perfect pop song. Now, it's not Taylor Swift. I've been on record that 1989 is a perfect pop album. But the song I chose, Coop, is Beyonce,
Yep.
but I chose the song Halo.
Okay, I didn't see that one coming, but it's a yeah.
It's the hook
It's the
is
hook.
so
Yeah, you're right.
good.
Yeah,
And love the hook. You can still play it now. I love this track. I love the hook. The hook is just perfect. And there are songs like I like the song in general as a perfect song, but there are songs that have perfect hooks. Like Duran Duran, um, Ordinary World has perfect hook. The rest of the song I could do without.
I
But
love that song. Oh, that's
the hook is so good.
it's not perfect, but it's a great song.
This song, perfect hook. It's Beyonce sort of at her pop peak. And then from here, she sort of then goes, it gets far more experimental. Also, but also, and she's getting into like, then you have the Beyonce self-titled album, still the queen of pop, in my opinion, but sort of taking pop in new directions. This is just like a straight up pop song, like up and down.
Yep.
The other perfect pop song by her, I think, is Single Ladies is another one. But this
I
is
I
I love
I
Halo.
I could put Single Hades up there too. Yeah, Halo's great. Yeah, I could
I
put either
love
one.
Halo.
Single Ladies is a pretty good song.
I'll
Really, I
listen
mean,
to Halo.
it could be perfect. It's very good. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
listen
agree
to
with you.
Halo after this
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Just that hook is so
yep.
good. Uh, Go ahead, Coop. So we got. Oh, what I wonder what connection we're gonna we connect your next
No,
song
I
to
think this one's
Beyonce in some way.
well. I don't know about this one. This one may be completely off base at this point.
Oh
Um,
wow,
but this was what I was thinking. This was the band I was thinking you were going with before Jefferson Airplane. Uh, Fleetwood
is it
Mac.
the Mac? Yeah,
Fleetwood Mac. Yep.
the
You
Mac.
guys. But she wrote this song and she does the lead vocals on this song, and it's Gold Dust Woman.
Oh, nice,
Now,
nice.
this is a complex song, okay? Um, First of all, the Gold Dust, right, has a like I, she grew up in a town in Arizona called Gold Dust Lane, right? But she's admitted the gold dust was also a metaphor for cocaine.
Oh, that's a sucker.
Right. And the other thing is, the other thing is you have this whole intermingled relationship type thing that goes on with this as well, where it's kind of you have a relationship theme tied into this. She just crushes it. She just absolutely crushes the vocals in this song. It's Stevie Nicks has the haunting raspy vocals. Um, you know, it just I and it gets darker as the song goes along when you
Yeah.
hear the lyrics, a pale shadow of a woman, Black Widow. It's like and she gets a little help from Lindsay on the background vocals. I'll give Lindsay his due on it,
Oh,
but
whatever, Lindsay.
they could
Get out of the
honestly
way.
someone else could have did it, right? So
Get
let's
out of
be
the way, Lindsay.
like get out of the way, Lindsay. This is Stevie's song. It is this is a song that could not be done without Steve. I don't think anyone will ever cover this song to the level
No.
that this song has. And the gold dust, also that golden hair. I just,
Oh,
it's all in there. And I just, to me, I remember when I got my Rumors album,
mm,
you know, this was the last track. And then I found myself going to the last track when I got that on CD. I'd always put that in there. I'd
yeah.
make sure it was in the playlist there. It is just, you know what? It's got this like. Here's the other thing about this. It has this psychedelic folky sound, if that makes sense.
Mm,
So it's folky, but it's psychedelic folky. And again, I thought it was kind of go back to '75 when it's '77 rather when this album came out. It still was a bit groundbreaking. Even though like some folks had tried to combine psychedelic and folk in the '60s, I don't. I think this one really took it to the
yeah.
next level, in my opinion.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's funny because like Rumors sort of like has enters a space where it's both a perfect album and both overplayed. It's which is odd
But this
because
song's
we've
not
talked
one of the overplayed ones.
no,
That's what
no,
I
because
get
we've
at with this.
talked about that
Yeah.
with Landslide, which is a
Yeah.
great song, but it's played a lot.
Not a top 500 song of all time, guys.
But it's like Stevie Nicks for me. It's the space. It's like Stevie Nicks, Grace Slick, Joan Jett, Liz Phair, and Lucinda Williams. Who sort of occupy the space of just like kick-ass, raw rock woman vocals, which is just so
And
good.
and Liz Phair and Lucinda were in contention. There's a couple, and maybe I'll do that for another
Yeah,
one, is what I'm saying. There were a couple of songs I had with them as well.
yeah. Liz Phair's. Cartwheels on a Gravel Road is a perfect record, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's
It's so good.
absolutely
Oh, but Stevie Nicks, the Mac.
a Mac.
I love her solo record. I love that solo record where she's all White Witch on it and everything.
Oh,
I love that record.
I actually done some great solo ones as well. Um,
Stevie.
I mean,
Oh,
I almost did Stand Back, but the problem why I
okay.
didn't put Stand Back in there is the Fleetwood Mac live version is better than hers. So I
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
felt that was the Fleetwood
Bit.
Mac was playing a lot more of a role, even though I think Stand Back is a great song. It wasn't Goldust Woman in my opinion.
No, but it's a great pick. It's a bit of a deeper cut off of a very famous record, and it's a
Yeah.
great song,
And
and
there's
it's
no doubt
perfect.
you feel like you're in the Arizona desert when this song
Oh
kicks
yeah.
up. Yeah,
No, it's great. I
Ghost
love it.
Town, it's got everything. Yeah, it's haunting. It's everything I want. Yeah.
Now my song,
Yeah.
you might be surprised at first that I pick it as a perfect song, but then you think of the music I like, and you're like, well, of course he thinks this is a perfect song. I've seen this song performed live, and it was amazing, and I loved it. And it is Genesee and Coop with the track at 17.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
I love this song
I do
a
too.
lot. It's an excellent coming of age song, which we could do a whole show on coming of age songs. That they're kind of throughout music, and there's some very, very good ones out there. This is one of
It's got
those.
that samba kind of almost
Oh,
sound to it. Yeah.
yes, yes. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I love how the track sort of ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
It kind of has these building hooks to it.
This song doesn't
Um,
get the due it deserves to it. I agree with you on that.
no, it's very emotive. It's got some great personal storytelling, great coming of age song.
Yeah.
And as a folk singer-songwriter, this is a very foundational song within that sort of genre of like the singer, the folk sort of singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Um, no, it's just like the writing in it is impeccable,
Yeah.
right? It's just so good. It's the personal storytelling on it is just incredible.
Absolute bang. Oh,
It's
wow.
a
This is
phenomenal song.
yeah. This song this should have been on my list actually. This is that good. But it's good. Yeah, it's one like I said, deserves more attention than it gets.
Oh, oh, oh. It's just this whole thing about comparing yourself to others and then feeling like you don't, you know, live up to that. And, what's that like? And this coming of age at 17 is very awkward age. You're sort of launching into adulthood. Oh, it's just a great song. I love
Yep.
it. And I think even though it's a highly feminist song, I think there's a lot of universal themes in it that like anybody could really identify with.
Yeah.
That sort of awkward age where you're launching out into the world, but you're not quite ready to do that yet, but you're doing it, and there's a lot of anxiety and like, self-doubt. And
Yeah.
she kind of captures that all really well, I think.
Yep.
I saw it live and I lost my mind. It was great.
Yeah. No, it's great song. Great track.
He had the big like singer-songwriter floppy hat on. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What you got here, Coop?
Well, Madonna.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering how long we were gonna
So
take.
yeah. You want to guess?
Oh, well, is it one you've talked about before? Because I would guess hung up.
Yeah, it is. You got it.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
I actually thought about, can I technically say the whole Confessions of the Dance Floor album is one
Well,
track, right? Because it's continuous, right?
well,
But
that's a
I had to go.
perfect
I
album
had.
title, by the way.
It's like I
Confessions on
said.
a Dance Floor is just a great title for a
You
record.
and I did a Stogie Geeks show on albums, and I said this was one of my all-time favorite albums. So it's been a while since I probably talked about it. But you gotta this first of all, this was a monster track, right?
Comeback record too, in a
It was
way.
number one in 41 countries, right?
Well, it's an amazing song.
Yeah, it was actually the biggest selling album track of the 2000s, and it was a comeback album for Madonna, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yeah.
She brought back an old disco sound. She went and teamed up with a producer named Stuart Price. And the famous story is she went to the ABBA guys, Benny and Bjorn, and she had to
Yes.
basically go cup in hand, and let
She
me use this, please.
yeah, she flew out there.
She
Like
flew
she
to,
didn't just like call him up. She flew out
she
there.
flew out there, and she wanted to use a small snippet from "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme a Man After Midnight," which is a decent
Yes.
ABBA track. It's not a bad album, and it's only a small part of that.
Yeah.
but it's the part that hooks you into this song.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a couple of hooks that this song has, right? That just you know, it is to me.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. It was, and this whole album is amazing. I could say there's four or five perfect tracks on this album.
Her
Yeah,
vocal is so on point on this song.
yeah. Especially the last chorus when she goes the last verse rather when she gets in the last verse, it's just on point. And the whole thing at the beginning, she has time, the whole
Yeah,
time
yeah,
thing with
yeah.
the clock ticking, and she just plays the vocals into it perfect. And then it just opens up the song, and it just like,
Oh,
clear the dance floor if you have a dancer out there, because someone's gonna clear the dance floor. Madonna could clear the dance floor by us. So
oh,
amazing live track is what I'll say.
I
Because
imagine.
she does a whole the Super Bowl. Don't look at what she did with the Super Bowl. It was
No.
too short. But wow, I mean, when you go see this live, it is gonna blow you away. I like good dance. I don't dance at all. I can't dance at all, but I love watching a good dance. And she
Oh.
just like it's great, yeah. But it's a
What
vocal. It's just such a great track.
what about it I love, and I love that you picked it. I mean, you could pick what, like 20 Madonna songs for
There
this
was another
movie.
one I had, which is very good too.
I think Vogue is
Well,
perfect as
like a
well.
prayer is very close to perfect. In fact, it is perfect in my book.
Oh, but this song, what I
Yeah,
love about this song is she has those really short, clubby bits. And what
yeah.
you're talking about with disco, which I love about it, is she has these short, clubby bits, but then there's these verses where they're just epic vocals, really expansive, and it gives you that sort of like disco-y vibe of these really expansive verses, and it's
The
so
when
good.
she goes into "I can't keep on waiting for you," when she kind of hits that
Yes,
part,
yes.
that's when it opens up. She has like I said different parts to this, but that's when
It's
it just like
almost like two or
yeah,
three songs in one song,
it
really.
it was a masterpiece. And like I said, there were about like this album. I can make an argument. This is top five album of all time for me. It's just this album. Um, and it also just came in because it was 2005. It came out, so it hit the
Nice.
20 years with this for me. So people asking, it was the end of yeah, maybe it's a couple months short, but it is 20 years. So
What's interesting about Madonna, and then we've done whole shows on Madonna, so we could talk about Madonna
yeah,
forever. But what's interesting, and we did the show, she has this like first, you know, 4 or 5 albums, 4 albums or so,
yeah,
which is just like banger after banger. Like every album is like
right,
a banger. And then she goes in these ebbs and flows where you don't hear from her for a while, and then Confessions on a Dance Floor comes up. Or you
yeah,
don't
like
hear from a while, and then like Ray and Light comes up, and it just blows up. She sort of like goes
from
up and down
from
in
like
her
Dick
career.
after Dick Tracy, it was kind of like a Debbie Downer until the
Ray and Light.
Ray Light came out, and that's kind of
But she'll have these like, well, she'll dip down, and you're like, oh, maybe Madonna's done, and then she comes out with a record that just blows everybody away.
yeah.
And then she'll dip down for a while, and then she'll come out with Confessions on a Dance Floor, and it just blows everybody away.
And I
So
wish I wish
yeah,
her have done a second album with this. She didn't, and I give her credit because then this. But I think she could have actually topped it. I actually do. That's how good. Yeah,
it's a great album,
yeah.
great pick. Oh, I'm sticking with the name Janis,
Okay.
and I'm going with Janis Joplin and the track "Me and Bobby McGee."
I was wondering if you'd had that one. There's
Now, the
another go.
version I have, because there's a couple versions. The version I have is off of Pearl, which is a phenomenal record, and it's sort of the more rocky version, I guess. Kind of has more of a blues rock vibe. There is an acoustic version that's also very good, but I went with the more rocky version. Um, it's this emotive vocal, very soulful blues, very heartfelt vocal. I mean, you can put Janis Joplin in that Stevie Nicks camp. Uh, that works really well with that sort of bluesy rock, and it's so good. I love this track. I love Janis Joplin, and Pearl is very underrated as a record. And yeah, so I went with Me and Bobby Gee, which is probably one of her most well-known songs,
If not a most, yeah,
but it's a perfect song. Like you can't get that. I mean, how do you get better than that?
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you can. I could have went deep cut on her, but like, why? The song's so good. Oh, I love the song. I love that album.
It's a great, yeah, that's a legendary song, for sure.
Janis Joplin famously punched out uh uh Morrison when he was trying to sing over Jimi Hendrix guitar playing, and she did not want any of that.
Yeah, that's very true. Well,
She
she was
was
in her
at
20s, right? She was in her 20s. She did that.
she was at a Jimi Hendrix concert, and Jim Morrison went on stage in some like stupor and started
Yeah.
singing over Jimi Hendrix, and she's like, "Enough of that," and like punched
Yep.
him out and said, "Get out of there," which is great. So what do you got, Coop? We're near the end. We're nearing the end here. How do you follow up Madonna? You got some huge songs on your list, by the
Yeah.
way.
This song, an artist we have not talked about. It's a one-hit wonder, and it's another Kim.
Ooh.
It's Betty Davis Eyes.
Oh,
So
this song's so good.
little of the background of it, because I don't know if people know the background of this song, right? This song was a song in the 70s. It was recorded by an artist by the name of Jackie DeShannon, right? And I don't know if anyone has not heard the Jackie DeShannon version. People know what I'm going to talk about with Kim Carnes' version. It's a folky kind of rockabilly. It's
Mm,
softer. Um, it's completely different, right? And then I guess what happened is they wanted Kim Carnes uh to record this song, right? And they were trying to come up with they brought the song to her, and I guess the original demo had this beer barrel polka piano like sound almost, right?
oh, right, okay.
Like the producer of this song is a guy named Val Garay. Um he um sorry, I lost my track of thought here. Um he basically said it sounded like Leon Russell, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
so Carnes, I guess, started working with the keyboard player. She was working with a guy named Bill Como, and they came up with that whole riff, that haunting sound. Again, I love raspy vocals from a female, and
Mm,
this song to me was yeah, this I can see why Kim Carnes was a one-hit wonder. You can't
yeah.
top this is a performance of a lifetime, in my opinion. Um, and I loved it because there's some great guitar riffs in this. It's synth heavy still, yes.
Mm,
And it pays homage to the iconic Betty Davis, who loved the song. Thanked Kim Carnes and Jackie
mm,
DeShannon for doing these songs, by the way. Mentions Greta Garbo's Standoff Sight. Um, to me, I remember when this song was playing on the radio, it was very
mm.
overplayed when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
But as time got on, this song, I realized how why it was overplayed because it was so popular. Um, and I remember it was like that year, it was 81 when it came out. I thought it was between Watching the Wheels and this song for album of the. I thought Watching the Wheels by Lennon was brilliant. I thought those were the two best songs of the year, and I still would argue. But man, Kim Carnes delivers a performance of a lifetime. She never came close to this after that, but
No.
she hit perfection in my book with this one.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an amazing song. I love that you picked it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of a narrator type of song too, which I kind of like. And Kim plays the narrator beautifully in this song, where the original version, I don't think Jackie played the narrator quite as strong as Kim does here.
Mm, mm. No, and I'll put both the original and the
I have a bunch of
version.
covers. I didn't realize how many covers I had till I went through this. It's like
Hey,
three, but in all
yeah.
three, but the only one, like I said, that was the surprising one was Kim Wilde because it was such an
Mm,
epic. The Dinah Russell was epic. These other ones weren't quite as epic, in my opinion,
mm.
as this one.
But I'll put both the original and the cover on there so people
Okay.
can have a listen.
Yep. Yep. Uh, But Betty Davis
Nice.
loved this song. She
Well,
really
it's a
did. She
great
was
song.
73 when it came out. Yeah. She loved it. She thanked Kim for making her like exposing her to a new audience of young
Yeah,
fans. It was yeah.
I got. We've talked about her earlier in the show today. I'm gonna close out with her. That's Lord, and I have
Oh,
the song Royals,
oh, great song, yeah.
which I have also seen live. New Zealand's own Lord.
Good.
Saw her in concert. She's incredible. Uh, this track was sort of a shot out of the blue, and it just shook the music world. It was very Nirvana-like.
Yep.
Like the track itself came out of nowhere, and her work on Pure Heroin, which is another close to perfect record, really changed music for women in the sort of alt pop scene. Like you look at that record and it's just like it's like Billie Eilish, but if Billie Eilish like a decade or so earlier,
Yeah.
you know. Um it's just it's so good. It was so fresh at the time and like it still stands the test of time. It's just such a good song. Like from the arrangement to her vocals on it and it's incredible. I love it. Um Mainly about like, class comparisons, and being of different classes and looking at like which classes are valued in media and she talks about postcode envy and all this stuff. Um it's just and the hook is so good. It's just a great song. I love it.
Oh, I gotta give a little shout out to my niece Gabrielle, who just did a semester in New Zealand, by the way. Had the time of her life there.
Hey,
So hopefully you listen to Little Lord when you're out there. Yeah, yeah.
well,
She
she
had
just
a,
had to be huge there.
yeah,
She's
she was,
done
yeah.
she's done so much stuff. Like every album she puts out, I think is a banger. But she's also done a lot of music with Maori artists in like the indigenous people in New Zealand, the Maori. She's done tracks with Maori artists in Maori language, and she's done a lot of great stuff that maybe a lot of American audiences haven't heard, but are big in New Zealand. So she's had a pretty full career. I mean, she's got like what 4 albums out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so no, it's great. That song is great. I love it. How are you gonna close this out, Coop?
Well, um, I gotta go with the greatest disco song of all time. So when you go with the greatest disco song of all time, you got to go with the greatest one of the greatest disco artists, like Donna Summer.
Yeah, I knew Donna
And
was gonna make it.
and there is no song that's better in the disco era than I Feel Love. Uh,
Nice.
uh, I think I've talked. This was one of the songs I did talk about before. She kind of went to the studio realizing she was in love with her husband to be Bruce Sedano. And it it has been, it was just she brought Giorgio Moroder in, who just was the king of that keyboard disco sound of the
Hmm.
70s. I Feel Love, we didn't talk about this, kind of was making headlines last year. Uh,
Okay.
because basically Kanye West got sued by her Donna Summer's widower, Bruce Sedano,
Nice.
over some of the sampling in that. I don't know how that ever resolved, by the way. But I don't know if it's been resolved yet. I think it was settled out of court actually. So I think there was a thing made, but yeah, that was a big story. But to me, I Feel Loved. And by the way, if you make a note, put the 8 minute version of the song on because that's the best version. Trust me. And you just feel like Donna Summer. It's all raw emotion. It's a very simplistic lyric, right? But to me, it's everything what disco was meant to be. All the good things about disco in there, I love that song when it came out, like 50 years later, and I'm still loving this song. It was probably one of the first disco songs I heard, and probably the last disco song I hear when I die. So, yeah, uh,
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering when Donna was gonna make a appearance.
we had to put up for the grand finale on that one, because you have the greatest disco, and I say that is the greatest disco song of all time. Everything else is distant second, in my opinion. That's how good this song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
good job saving it till the end then.
yeah, and yeah, it was really they did a nice job in the Donna Summer documentary that they did on talk about this song as well. It was a big one, and Donna Summer has several other perfect songs, which maybe will be for another
Oh
day.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, uh, but yeah, I just It was a sad day when she died.
Mm,
For me, it was May 17th, 2012. Remember that day well.
mm.
Yeah.
Donna
Died
Summer.
way too
That's
young,
good.
63. Yeah.
Oh, so lots of bangers. Speaking of bangers, Coop, how's the cigar?
Oh, this is a beautiful cigar. Rich, chocolatey. It's decadent. It's got that decadent taste to it. Um, Casa Magna needed a Maduro. They used to have something called the Oscuro that they actually made at
Yes,
Placencia's family in Honduras. It was such an underrated cigar, the Oscuro, but it got overshadowed by the success of the Colorado. So it never took
Colorado's.
off.
Mm.
Um, they just got to get more of these in the stores, is what I'm going to tell Casada. It's a great cigar.
Right.
I think this is another winner by Casada. It's not quite as strong as the Liga F by Casa Magna, but it's
Yeah.
like medium to full, so it's that next level down. Uh, just a great cigar. Really really well done. I want to see more. I think the problem is I haven't been able to find this cigar as much.
Yeah. I gotta find it because it sounds like something I really
Yeah, I mean when I get more, I'll certainly send some. But yeah, the box press Belicoso might be my favorite size of this too. By the way, it's really good in this size.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
I have finished my half Corona.
Hmm.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good cigar. It's stronger than you think. At least it always surprises me, but there's like it's got everything. It's so complex for a short cigar.
It is.
It's got creaminess, it's got spice and pepper, it's got a little bit of kick, it's got some of that leather and wood you like.
Wait, hold that up.
It's
I want to see you burn on that again.
oh, I
Oh,
I
you put it out.
finished it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm out. I'm done. All I got is the label.
Okay.
But it lasted almost the whole show because I just started my Undercrown.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the H Upman to me in Habanos, my favorite brand, probably one of my favorite brands. There's not an H Upman Habanos I dislike. So,
Well, the perfect cigar that is out of my price range now is like the Magnum 46.
which man, I used to get those, and they were man. I wish I stocked up on them. The Magnum 46s were incredible.
It's so good. That's
Yeah.
a perfect cigar.
Oh yeah.
But it's interesting. So I went from this, which is very complex.
Right.
Um, I think the one thing about it is you don't really get that Cuban-esque kind of zing, but you get a lot of like flavors in there that are really like that traditional cigar flavors, and they perform really well. It's very complex, burns great, great strength, perfect cigar, in my opinion. And then you go to something like this Coop,
The
which is
Pequeña.
like just meaty, chocolatey, earthy. It's a very sort of like it's a very quick
That
it's a
was a
very quick change.
number 18 on the Coop list in 2020, and I think that might have been discontinued,
Mm,
which is a shame because that was a They came out with that cigar when Drew Estate left PCA and went to TPA, and
okay.
they released a Undercrown Maduro Pequeño and an Undercrown Shade Pequeño, but the Maduro was the better of the two.
I mean, I think in the Undercrown, like my favorite Undercrown cigar is the 10,
Yeah,
but I think if you're gonna go Undercrown, I think this Pequeño size or the Corona Viva size are like where it really shines the most for me. In
yeah,
both in
that
the
original. Yeah, you know what's a good one? The Dojo one.
oh yep, the
The
Dogma.
the
That's the
dog.
best.
Yeah, and Eric and I have a little always debate on that one. He thinks they're better aged, and I think they're better new. So the best part is, get some and age
Get
some
some
and
and see how you go.
see how it goes. Yeah, I mean it is. But that was a great version of it. But the original, and that one, the Dogma was based on the Corona Viva
Yes.
too, which that was when Saka took the Undercrown blend and basically tweaked it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. The Undercrown is it's a great Undercrown Maduro. I
Yeah.
love the Undercrown Maduro. And this is great. It's great size. It's discontinued. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully people can still
It
find some
wasn't
out
like
there.
and I'm looking at my review. It wasn't the most complex of cigars because it's so small.
Mm.
but the flavors delivered were on point.
which I think is a good foil for the H. Upmann, which is a small cigar, but it's like ultra complex.
Ultra complex, yeah. And sometimes it's better to have the less complex cigar, the second one, though.
Yeah, but it's good.
Because you
But
may
yeah,
miss out. Yeah, yeah. And it's got
either of
some
those, and
body.
like
That cigar's got some body you have to it.
it's
Not
got
necessarily
a
strange,
lot of
but
body.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's it's a kicker. Yeah,
I think if you really like shorts, you can't go wrong with the H. Upmann half, the Partagas short, this Pequeño, and like Coop said, the shots, the Jericho Hill shots are
yeah,
like extremely good.
yeah, yeah.
Which I think they still make the shots, don't they?
Well,
I
they
don't
I think
know.
they release them from time to time.
Yeah. But John
Yeah.
Huber, if you're looking for a non-Habano short, makes some of the best shorts out there. Like he's done shorts in a lot of his blends.
Yeah.
They're very, very good.
Oh, I left something out in the news.
What's the news?
Blood medicine's coming back in three sizes.
I haven't had that. I've heard that cigar is very good. I have
Very good.
not
Yeah,
had it.
the new blend that they did, the second blend or the most recent blend, I'll say, is really good. But I don't think it's gonna be at the trade show. I think they basically allocated it before the trade show.
Yeah.
So I think, and then most likely it will sell out if it didn't sell out.
It'd
So
be interesting he's because he did the La Patissier at the trade show. That original that didn't have the band but had the brown footer, the brown like foot, the brown like
the ribbon,
ribbon. Oh my God, that cigar was good.
Dave, smoke the new one with age.
Oof, I gotta get
You're
some more.
you're you're not gonna be disappointed. What I'm telling you.
God, I
I
love
think
that
that new
cigar.
with some age, that cigar aged really good. Yeah,
All I gotta say is if John Huber puts out a cigar and it has a ribbon, buy it
yeah,
because they're all
yeah.
good.
And look, he did the he did those Buckeye
Yes, the
um
Buckeye was very good.
yeah, Yellow
The
Rose
Tennessee
Wall,
Waltz,
yeah, and the Hawaii one, which I know you've had it. I've never had the Hawaii.
Paniolo.
Yeah, I've heard so
I
many.
had it like years ago. I
Yeah,
haven't had
I think
because he
they've
just
changed the
released
blend.
another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Oh,
he had the Corazon, the like which was a short-lived one as well
yep, yep,
that had a ribbon.
yep,
Oh,
yep,
anyway, I could wax nostalgic about those all day
yep,
long.
yep.
The yellow rose is so good. But yeah, that if you like shorts and you can still find these, is a good one. Um, any of the Huber shorts are really good. Um, and by a short, I mean it's kind of that like half Corona. Like I don't necessarily think like a firecracker is a short. Like you want to look at like that half Corona sort of size.
Yeah.
Um, in my opinion. But no, really, really well. New Music 45 for the Hustler guys.
Yes. Of course, we want to mention the guys at Cigar Hustler. They're in Deltona, Florida. Check out that store, great lounge, great customer service, and great humidor selection. If you can't get down to Deltona, Florida, go to their website, cigarhustler.com. They great revamping they did at a website, I gotta say.
Oh
And
yeah,
get on,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you want to get on their email list,
Hmm.
because they you know they announce a lot of limiteds.
They'll
um,
announce stuff and then it'll be gone.
and we
So you
gone, yeah,
gotta,
yeah. Particularly if it's a small release.
yes.
They seem lately that hasn't been happening as much, and I think they're getting more inventory. It just seems like.
Mm.
So that's happening a lot, but nonetheless, you still don't want to take a chance with that.
And I just want to say to people that have contacted me in the past when we talk about a new Postani release, like, well, I can't find it on Hustler. Usually what they do is they let the brick and mortars have it first and then they put it on.
Yeah,
So if you're looking for like a limited Postania cigar, you might see it in a shop, but it's not online yet because they want to respect, the brick and
yeah,
mortars that have them. So
yeah,
they usually do that.
and that's another good thing they're doing, and um, the fact that I like what Mike Palmer is doing with Postani every day on Facebook. He's getting an impression of that cigar out there and the brand out there. He's using some AI stuff, and however he wants to do it, it's fine with me. He's getting that out there. That's how you build a brand. I see he's starting to travel more. It seemed like
Yep.
first his travel was in Florida. Now he's starting to branch out more. They're doing all the. That's why I think they're going to have a really big show this year. I really think they're a company to keep an eye on this year for sure.
And if you're in Deltona, check out the shop. If you're not, check out the online and check out the show, Cigar Hustlers Podcast. One of the most eclectic shows in the cigar industry, like when they talk about like Trump, like Tiger and Tiger's dating life,
They talk about General Hospital. I mean,
like, and then it's like, oh, and now talk about Casada. So like, it's kind
yeah,
of all over the place.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
uh, but yeah, check that out.
yeah.
They've done a lot of revamping with that as well, like studios stuff.
Their studio really is on point. Yeah,
So
we got to
check
work
that.
on that fact checking. That's what we got to work on with them.
Check. Oh,
Yeah,
back schmacks.
yeah,
But yeah, okay. So, for the women in
yes,
History Month, I went two women, female artists, both from the same band. So, the first one we have is Jenny, Jennie, and
yeah.
she is from the band
Like,
Blackpink,
yep,
and she put out a record called Ruby, and the track is I Like Jenny,
yep.
which I write a review of, which is basically her version of Justin Timberlake's Sexy Back. They're almost like identical. Um, and it's just a fun song. It's something different from her Blackpink work. So it's a fun song. I really like it. I think she has a lot of promise as a solo artist. So check that out. Also, coming out with a song that I have reviewed is another member of Blackpink, Lisa.
Yep,
So sort of the thing going on, Coop, is Blackpink has a big tour coming up later this year.
yep,
So before the tour, they're putting out all these solo albums. So got to get them out of the way.
yep.
So Lisa put one out with Megan Thee Stallion called Rapunzel. This is off her record Alter Ego. Not quite as good as Jenny's as a record, I don't think,
Hmm.
but it's a very fun track. Lisa and Stallion are great on this record. It's a lot of fun. They both play well off each other. It's sort of it's just a fun, sexy song. So check that out. And album archaeology, go back to the beginning. Listen to a Blackpink record.
Yep.
So I got Blackpink the album. So this
Yeah.
isn't their first record, but this is the one that launched them into like K-pop godliness that just
Yep.
sold like a bazillion copies. It's got all the hits on it. How You Like That, Pretty Savage, Lovesick, Girls. It's got cameos by Selena Gomez and Cardi B. It was a huge record for them. So if you sort of like K-pop, it is an excellent K-pop record. And both Lisa and Jenny are in the band, so it's a good sort of, see what they're like outside of their solo work, I would say.
So at some point, I don't
Yeah,
know when it's coming out because it was at the trade show last year, and they didn't
big
talk much
K-pop
about it,
cigar.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's gonna be at the trade show again this year. The Black Pink cigar by Fuente is coming out.
Really?
Yes. So we're gonna have to tie this in with Black Pink somehow.
Oh yeah.
I think we have to. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we got to do that.
Yeah. So Carlito, please get these out already. I mean, I still have people like because he put in the booth for more information like get the scoop with Coop, and people are
Oh,
still asking me about when the Black Pink's coming out, right? So
hey,
I don't
and,
know.
and and send me some.
Yeah,
Come on.
we'll take care of yeah we'll get that
The
taken
show
care of.
writes itself.
Jose, get on the job. Get on this. Like I told her, when I ask Jose about the Black Pink, he gives me no habla inglés, and that means he can't talk about
Ah!
it. So yeah,
It's very Rihanna announcing a new record sort of thing.
yeah. Oh, it's
No,
very, very, very Rihanna announcing the record thing. Yeah.
no habla
Talk about
inglés.
teasers. Talk about teasers. Carlito's a king at Saka. Carlito doesn't blow his teasers like you, Saka.
Oh, Saka's teasers are always like,
Oh,
I
I
think the
can see
cigar
the
is
Saka hate
terrible.
mail coming already.
This cigar is awful. No one will buy it.
Yeah, yeah. They're all mad at me because I probably leaked out the thing on Saka's teaser, but
Hey, hey,
maybe
man.
it'll be out by the time this is played. But it was a
I think,
bad teaser by Steve. I'm sorry.
to
You
be
can't.
honest, with all of his like limiteds, I cannot keep up with his releases. Like um, he has another one of those what meat lovers cigars. It's got like a gold
Frittata.
wrapper. Like I don't.
I've heard it's good. I haven't had it, but people
Well,
had
I'm
it at the
sure it
Great
is. It's
Smoke.
got that, and then there's the bronze back, and then there's the black Angus. It's like I can't keep up, Steve.
You
You're
want to?
going too fast, my
He has
guy.
got. I'm telling you, the line. He's got a huge lineup at the trade show this year. Like he hasn't really announced this, but this he said this is what he told me is coming out. He actually told me the cigars that are coming out. The 10th Jubilee cigar, the deep cut sampler, which is going to have the word Osaka, the
Yep.
uh the
Mi Querida?
essentials. Yeah, it got yeah. I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, is it the new Mi Querida coming out or
No, no, no.
like
That's not new here. It's called Word Osaka. Is he's putting in
all
there?
right.
It's a new Sim Compromiso actually. He's got this DTT essential sampler, which he hasn't talked about. He's got
Right.
the Gorilla Gordo coming out, which is like basically a Gordo size of the
Yeah.
Micarita. The Fratanga, Solita Red just kind of hit the shelves. He's got a new Stillwell Star. He's
Ooh.
Yeah, he's bringing
See, I'm
back
excited
Totos.
about that.
Yeah, he's doing a run of Todos Los Dios in the double wide size, the double wide Belicoso.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got a bronze back Robusto.
Really?
Yeah, so he's got a
Okay.
lot. Yeah, he hasn't talked about, but like he's coming on the show on April. He's doing the midnight show on April 3rd. So I'm sure we'll know everything by then. So,
I I like the fact that he's still putting out Stillwell stars.
I think that Connecticut one was the best one he did actually.
I really like there's some okay, some I don't like, and some I really do like.
I
And
like that.
so
I think that Connecticut was the best one he did.
I'm just glad that he keeps that project going 'cause it's just interesting.
Yeah.
I can't keep up though, Steve.
Yep.
I can't. And that's all I got.
Awesome. So yeah, a great show. We enjoy, and hope you guys enjoyed these songs. Always let us know. Next up's the dedication show. Will be our next show. And we'll be getting that in before PCA, and then I head to PCA in 2 weeks from the day we're recording this. So we shall see what's happening with that. And yeah, great show. Dave, thank you as always. This was a great concept you came up with for this one. I think very innovative, unique.
Oh, I
Uh,
just love going cold. I loved it. I
the
loved the
cold
songs.
stuff
It's a
is
great
very
show.
good. It's very unpredictable, and we didn't have any overlap, so it was surprising.
Mm,
Uh, but we were close. We had those kind of
yeah,
uh, connections. I don't know if you see what it was,
connections. Yeah.
which kind of was how it was. Like I said, we didn't mess with our order of the list, so yeah. But yeah, thanks to our audience, of course, for tuning in. And we'll catch everybody on the B side. Take care, everybody.